Hello and welcome you all to StudyIQ PCS. Today we will discuss the detailed analysis of the Assam PCS examination. Assam PCS pre-examination today happened, and we have seen that the paper was very tough. I've seen the question paper, I've seen the questions, and the questions are from the current affairs, polity, geography, economy, as well as everything like Assam state special, but the questions are very tough. I've seen, so the cutoff will be less. But in this discussion, we will discuss all the questions, we will discuss every answer key, and we will discuss why the correct option is that. So, starting with this discussion, I'll first introduce my faculty members. Today, I'll discuss the geography part. Then, we have my faculty members. Please come, sir. We have Siddharth sir. Siddharth sir will discuss the environment section, and we have polity ke liye we have Vikas sir, we have Shubh sir for the economy as well as the history part, and we have Rudra sir for the science and tech, and we have Ankita ma'am for the current affairs part. So we have these faculty members. So we will discuss the current affairs part with ma'am, and geography से मैं start करने वाला हूँ. So the first question, without wasting any time, first question of this geography part, it came question number 16. Question number 16 mein, the question talked about the ocean currents, and it asked about the warm ocean currents in the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. You can see here, the options are given as Benguela current, Kuroshio current, Norwegian current, as well as the Peru current. So, this is a question of physical geography. In physical geography, oceanography, in the oceanography section, we study this part, and this question is very, very important. Benguela current, it flows in, we'll discuss, Benguela current, it flows in the Atlantic Ocean, but it is coming from the polar side, or we can say the South Pole side or Antarctica side, so it is a cold ocean current. Kuroshio it flows in Pacific Ocean. It flows in Pacific Ocean, or we can say Western Pacific Ocean near the coast of Japan. So this is the warm ocean current. So in the answer we will choose this Kuroshio current. As well as the third one, Norwegian current. We know that in the Atlantic Ocean, we have the Gulf Stream, which rises from the Gulf of Mexico. So this Gulf Stream, when it goes towards the north side, or we can say northeastern side, it becomes the North Atlantic Drift, and near the coast of Norway, we call it Norwegian current. So it is a warm ocean current because it is coming from the tropical side, from the Gulf of Mexico. So answer mein, in the fourth option, Peru current, this is a cold ocean current. This is a cold ocean current flowing in the Eastern Pacific Ocean. We call it Humboldt current also. So we have two warm ocean currents, like we have Kuroshio current, Norwegian current, and we have two cold ocean currents. In the question, the question asked about the warm ocean current. The answer is 2 and 3. B option is correct here. Next, in the next question, it asked about the canal irrigation. Yes, everyone who is present here, please answer the questions given in the question paper. This is the question number 17. Which of the following pairs concerning canal irrigation of India is or are not correct? It asked about the not correct. We have seen the questions asked about the not correct or incorrect part. So they are not the direct questions; they are indirect questions, right? So we have 4 canals here: Agra Canal, Yamuna River, Upper Bari Doab Canal, Jhelum River, Sirhind Canal, Ravi River, and Bikaner Canal, Satluj River. So here we have Agra Canal is on the Yamuna River, it is correct. Upper Bari Doab Canal, it is not on the Jhelum River, it is on Ravi River. The correct answer is Ravi River. Next comes the Sirhind Canal. Sirhind Canal is on the Satluj River, not on the Ravi River. It is on the Satluj River, and Bikaner Canal is on the Satluj River. So we have the correct answer is 2 and 3. B option is correct because they asked about the incorrect or not correct options here, not correct matches here, right? So correct answer is B here. You can see correct answer is B here. Next question. In the next question, It says, which of the following sequence or statements concerning tributaries of the Brahmaputra in Assam is not correct? Again, you can see the question is asking about the not correct option. We have four parts here: the north bank tributaries, the south bank tributaries, the north bank tributaries from east to west, and fourth one is the river Barnadi forms a natural boundary between Darang and the Kamrup districts. So without wasting any time, I'll just give you the correct one. This fourth statement is wrong. This fourth statement is wrong here. In the question number 18, the correct answer is the C word. Answer is C. Answer is C. Why? Because in this part we have fourth one. Fourth statement is it is wrong. The river Barnadi forms a natural boundary between Darang and the Kamrup. It is written Darang and the Kamrup, but it forms the boundary between Darang and Udalguri. Darang and Udal. So if the fourth statement is wrong here, then we have only one option with this fourth option, that is the C option. Answer will be C. In the 18th question, we have the C option, that is correct. In the next question, we can see which of the following statements concerning Tinsukia district of the Assam is or are correct. In the first question, in the first statement, it says it is the easternmost. It is the easternmost district of Assam, having been surrounded by Arunachal Pradesh from three sides. So here we have this statement is wrong. Simply this statement is wrong. Why? Because it is not the easternmost district of Assam. Which is the easternmost district of Assam? It is Dhemaji. It is Dhemaji. Dhemaji is the easternmost district of Assam. So the first statement is wrong here. And if the first statement is wrong, then after this elimination part, we can just eliminate this, as well as this. You can see by seeing only one statement, we can calculate the correct answer here. The correct option here will be C option. C option, because it is not the easternmost district of Assam. Next statement is it is an industrial district well known for a coal, oil and tea production. Tinsukia district. Exactly. Why? Because we have various type of production units of oil here. Next, the Dhora Sadia bridge, which is well known as the Bhupen Hazarika bridge, is constructed on the river Lohit, located in this district. It is the correct statement, clearly. Next statement is the Magori Motapung Bill is located in this district. Exactly. This is also here. So we have 2, 3 and 4 statements correct. First statement is wrong here. Answer is C. Coming to the next question, rising intensities of floods and damages in the Assam are said to have prime explanations by these two statements. We can see the first statement says the water flow has become sudden and high. In the northeastern part, we see there are floods coming in two seasons. Two seasons, which seasons? The first one is the summer season. In the summer season, we see there are the glaciers which are melting. The glacier melting causes the floods in the northeastern states, as well as in the monsoonal seasons. The rainfall is causing the havoc in the Assam state. So the water flow has become sudden as well as high, induced by natural and anthropogenic factors as well. This statement is totally correct. Exactly. And the second statement is why anthropogenic? Because we are making our settlements there, illegal settlements. We can say we are making the the buildings, we are making the all the industries nearby the rivers, on the river bed, we can say. So people have established settlements in the low-lying areas, or we can say flood basins. So it is correct statement. Both the statements are correct here, and both the statements are correct. And the second one is we can say they are inclusive to explain the causes or rising intensities, which is asked in the question. That's why the correct option here will be C. Clearly, C option. Next question. Coming to question number 21. It says the impact of cyclones and tsunamis in India could be reduced by which type of vegetation? The first statement says preserving mangrove forests. Very simple. Mangrove forests. Correct. Next statement says preserving montane forests. So in this statement, we can say that montane forests are available in the mountainous areas by the word itself. So in the mountainous areas, we don't see the effect of cyclones, we don't see the effect of tsunamis. That's why this is not the correct statement. This is not the correct statement. Coming to the third statement, preserving tropical thorny and scrub forests. And the fourth one is preserving tropical deciduous forests. Yes, we can say that these type of vegetations are responsible to control the impact of cyclones as well as tsunamis. So we can say option number C, 1, 3 and 4 is correct here. Option number C, 1, 3 and 4 is correct here in this question number 21. Right? Okay. Coming to the next question, we have in India during 2001 to 2011, the number of census towns showed rapid growth, increased by a total of 2,500 in number. Compared to statutory towns increased by about 250 in number, the rapid growth of census towns was because of. This was a very tough question, and I think most of the people have left this question. Please confirm time. Okay. So in this question, we can say we have 4 statements: formation of municipal board committee and notified town area committee. These statements are very tough. If I would have given this paper, like I would have left this question by seeing these 4 statements. But in the 4th statement, we can see 3/4 of the male workforce found full-time jobs beyond agricultural activities. We can say in this, we all know that agricultural activities are coming in the primary sector. In the primary sector, we can say most of the people are involved, or we can say in India also, most of the people are involved in the agriculture sector or the primary sector, or we can say allied sectors, which is linked with the agriculture part. Here the 4th statement says 3/4 of the male workforce found full-time jobs in the fields which are beyond agriculture. So this is very, very, we can say extreme statement. We can say that this statement is wrong here. If this statement is wrong, the 4th statement is wrong, and it's the question asks about the correct answer. So we can neglect or we can avoid this statement, 4th wala statement. Then we can see D is wrong, C is wrong, B is wrong, only A. Statement number 1, 2, 3. According to the options, the statements 1, 2, and 3 are correct here. Right? So option number A is correct. Without seeing these 3 statements, we can say according to the 4th statement, say that workforce found full-time jobs beyond agricultural activities, right? Coming to the next question number 25. It says, consider the following statements about the oil in Assam. So in the first statement, Assam is home to India's first oil refinery established at Digboi in 1901. Exactly, this statement is correct. First oil refinery was established in Digboi. Second statement, it says the major oil producing districts in Assam include Jorhat, Dibrugarh, but not Tinsukia. This statement is wrong here. Not Tinsukia is given. This statement is wrong. Third statement, it says the Assam oil fields contribute over 50% of the India's total crude oil production. This statement is totally wrong. Why? Because 50% is not given by the Assam oil fields. This statement is wrong here. And the next statement, it says Oil India Limited OIL has its headquarters in Dhuliajan, Assam. This statement is correct. So we have option number B is correct. Why? Because 1 and 4 are given here. Option number B is correct here, 1 and 4. Right? Next question. It says question number 26 May, based on the census 2011, here is a list of major towns of Assam arranged in a descending order. Please remember this, please consider this part. Descending order of the urban population, and select the correct sequence. So here the correct option will be the C option. I have the numbers here. In Dibrugarh, the population is 138,661. In Tinsukia, we have the population as 98,798. The third one is the Jorhat. The population is 713,98, and after that comes the Tezpur. In Tezpur, we have 58,016. So this is the order of the descending. This is the descending order. Right, so option number C will be the correct option. Next question, it says match the following. In this match the following, in the first column we have the continents, we have the deserts, and in the second list we have the continents. So it is very simple question. Kalahari Desert is in Africa. Atacama Desert is in South America. South America is given in port 3. Then comes the Gobi Desert. Gobi Desert is in Asia. And we have the Great Basin Desert is in North America. So we have the correct sequence 4, 3, 2, 1. We have the correct option B. 4, 3, 2, 1 is the correct answer. Option number B, 4321 is the correct answer. Next, question number 28. Now again we have two lists here. In these lists we have the first list as pampas, steppes, prairies, and the vales. Right? These are the grasslands. And the say list number 2 we have the continents. So pampas are there. Pampas are in the south, in the Argentina part, 3. In the 3 part. Then comes the steppes. Steppes are coming in the Eurasia part. Then comes the prairies. Prairies in the North America part, and vales in the South Africa. 3214. We have the correct option A. Option number A is correct here. Option number A is correct, right? Next question. So it is 49th question. Geography ka 49th question we have. WW. Rostow's model of economic development proposes that all countries progress through 5 stages. What is the correct sequence of these 5 stages? What is the correct sequence of these 5 stages? The sequence is given in the option number C. We have traditional society. It comes as the base part. Traditional society. Then comes the preconditions for takeoff. Then comes the takeoff. Then comes the drive to maturity. And then comes the age of high mass consumption. So this is the correct option here. Fifth, in this question, 49th question, we have the C option correct here. There are 5 stages, and the correct order is traditional society, preconditions for takeoff, drive to maturity, and age of high mass consumption. Next question. Next question is 88th question, and in this question, which of the following is our active Indian research stations? Active. It is asking about the active Indian research stations. The first option here is given as Dakshin Gangotri. Dakshin Gangotri. Dakshin Gangotri here is not the correct one. Why? Because it is not active. It is not active here. Maitri is active. Bharti is active. Tushar is not the correct one. So the correct answer here is option number C, 2 and 3. Option number C, 2 and 3. The question asks about the correct answer. So these are the questions of geography, and we have discussed all these questions here. After me, we have other faculty members we will discuss. We have sir, we will take the science and tech part. So Rudra sir, please come. Thank you, sir. Okay. So we have discussed. Please verify what option you have selected.
Thank you, sir. Okay. So guys, science and technology you had seen. Science and technology is really tough. And I'd seen the comment. So it is really asked from various parts. And let me apply the slides first. So you can see here. Thank you so much, sir. Observation satellite. So you have to match A with second one, right? So A का match second आ जाएगा. Now megatropics is very famous and it is for meteorological, मतलब मौसम विभाग से संबंधित है, मौसम से संबंधित. So the correct answer of B, it will match to meteorological. Now astrosat. India is among the leading countries which is observing the universe part, जहाँ पर हम लोग binary system of the stars we are studying. So study high energy processes in the binary star. Now megatropics is related to meteorology, and astrosat, it was sent in 2015. Astrosat satellite, this satellite is providing us all the important information regarding universe, and this is the space observatory. So India is among those top 5 nations. Now Aditya L1 is again, it is an observatory which is studying sun, and it is located at L1, Lagrangian point, Lagrange point, and this point is what, where there is gravitational equation or equated sun gravitational force and earth gravitational force, which is equal at the location of Lagrangian L1 point, which is around 1.5 million kilometers. That means 15 lakh kilometers. So Aditya L1 is related to solar coronal. Now you can match A, it will match to second. So A will be matched to second, B, megatropics will be matched to meteorology, astrosat will match to 4, and Aditya L1. So these are the important satellites sent by ISRO, right? Now, so A would be the correct answer. Now the second question related to science and technology, that is related to nanomaterial. And you know well, there are 0D, 1D, 2D, and 3D. These are the nanomaterial. If any one dimension, what is nanomaterial? If any one dimension is in the range of 1 to 100 nanometer, if it is in 1 to 100 nanometer, so these nanometers, these nanoscale sized particles, yes, these can be toxic, these can be carcinogenic, matlab it can cause cancer. Graphene is a 2D nanostructure and it is a nanomaterial, yes. इसकी जो strength है, the strength of graphene is more than steel. It is 100 times more powerful than steel, and also its weight is around 1/6 of the steel. So it is around 600. It is around 600 weight to strength ratio. So graphene is called one of the most powerful material. Now nanoscale titanium dioxide, you must be aware about it. Titanium dioxide and zinc oxide is used for the sunscreen lotion. So this statement is also correct here. And there is an article in 2023 that researchers have found nano gold which do not fade with time. So there is an article, means this question is related to current affair as well as static knowledge of the nanomaterial. So the correct answer would be D. And you know what, nowadays you will see questions from nanotechnology, because nanotechnology is the base of each and every technology. So nanotechnology, nanomaterial will be always important. Now the next question is, you must have heard about the nuclear fusion reactor. We are researching on it, and it is located in Quedarque, France. That is ITER, means International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. This is located in Quedarque, France, and India, Canada, US, Russia, China, and South Korea, Japan. These are the countries which is having 9% share. India also has 9% share in the ITER. International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. It is related to nuclear fusion because we are trying to achieve the output which will be favorable, so that from 50 megawatt we can generate 500 megawatt, means 10 times more power. So ITER, basically it is not Indian Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. As I told, it is international. That is why first statement will be wrong here. First statement will be wrong. So you need to eliminate this first one. Now ITER nuclear fusion, yes, as like sun nuclear fusion, where deuterium and tritium will be combined in the plasma, or this concept is given by Russia, and it is tokamak concept which is given by Russia. On this is an engineering mega project. Now ITER is a nuclear fission, no, it is nuclear fusion. And later on in 2027, 28, later on we will have nuclear fusion based nuclear power plant, which will be very much powerful than current or present nuclear fission plant. Now this will be eliminated. First will be eliminated now. Second is correct. And yes, in Italian language or Latin language, ITER means the way or the path. That is why second and the fourth statement will be correct here. So the correct answer will be D here. Is it clear? Yes. If you have any doubt, you can ask in comment. I will take your questions if you'll put the questions, right? Now the next question related to science there is a question which is completely a conceptual questions. You must be aware about it that there are three type of RNAs. One is transfer RNA. Second is ribosomal RNA. And the third one is that is messenger RNA. And you know what? These are the nucleotide pairs A, T, G, C, adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. इनके pairs होते हैं. There are pairs of these. And you know what? It is the smallest one, transfer RNA. Then ribosomal RNA is even larger. It is around 90 nucleotides. It is around 120 nucleotides. And it is around 1900 or plus nucleotides will be here. So mRNA, if the statement particular messenger RNA, mRNA, you can connect with the mRNA vaccine as well. And these are helping us in protein synthesization in human body. Now, which are the smaller than their average size is called microRNA. See, microRNAs are very small, around 20-30 nucleotides, but messenger RNA is comparatively larger, so the first statement will be absolutely wrong here. Now the second statement, yes, microRNA, which is single-stranded, is small and non-coding RNA molecules. It is absolutely correct. It is non-coding. But this mRNA is the coding. There is coding. There is a property that it can encode and it can create any type of protein. MicroRNA molecules play a crucial role in gene regulation. Yes, microRNA gene regulation में मदद करता है, but it is a non-coding. So second and third is absolutely correct. Now the fourth statement is completely a factual question, because first time microRNA was discovered in 1993. So people have known about microRNA in 1980s. It is absolutely wrong. Now you should go with second and third. So the correct answer of this question will be second and third. I think it is clear to you, right? Now the next question. Is, see, this question is related to based on Indian scientist. You know what? This statement is absolutely factual. There are four statements. This Satyendra Nath Bose was awarded India's second highest civilian award. Yes, and it was conferred in 1954. So it was conferred in 1954. Yes, it is absolutely correct. Satyendra Nath Bose, one of the finest scientists of Indian scientist fraternity. Now, he got Padam Vibhushan but never got Bharat Ratna. So this statement is absolutely correct. And you know what? Satyendra Nath Bose and Albert Einstein worked together on quantum statistics and Bose-Einstein statistics. You must be aware about Bose-Einstein condensate as well. So Bose-Einstein condensate, these are the fifth state. This is the fifth state. Right? This is the fifth state of matter. First is solid, liquid, gas and plasma. So yes, it is correct again. And P.A.M. Dirac, he was the person. A class of elementary subatomic particle called boson. You must have heard about a standard model theory where there is boson is a subatomic particle, was named after Satyendra Nath Bose. So this is absolutely correct again. So all these statements are correct and you have to go with A. So the correct answer of this question will be A, right? So let's move on the next question. Now consider the following statement. This is really interesting. See, dark oxygen was discovered in 2013. This dark oxygen was discovered in 2013 by Andrew Sweetman while conducting ship-based field work in Pacific Ocean. Yes, it is correct here. It was discovered in Pacific Ocean, very deep. This oxygen basically is not produced by photosynthesis. Basically, you must have heard about the nodules, the metallic nodules which we used to find in the sea bed. So this dark oxygen is created there without photosynthesis. So this was found recently. So this is again very much important topic. Now let me see. Dark oxygen refer to medical oxygen cylinder which are solid in. So this is absolutely correct. There is no relation of medical related oxygen. So you should eliminate the fourth statement. So fourth statement will be directly eliminated. Now dark oxygen refers to molecular oxygen that is produced in the total darkness of a very deep ocean. Yes, this statement is absolutely correct. As I told you that in deep ocean where there is metallic nodule, with the help of these metallic nodule, these oxygen is created in the deep ocean. So third statement is absolutely correct. If third statement is absolutely correct, then this statement is also correct that Andrew Sweetman, he was conducting ship-based fieldwork in the Pacific Ocean. There he come to know this. So first statement is also correct. So we'll go with D. यहाँ पर जो correct answer हो जाएगा, it will be D, right? And not dusty plasma cosmetry tails. So this is again correct, and you can click this by dark oxygen, right? Now the next statement. See, if an object undergoes a uniform circular motion, if an object going uniform circular motion, then it's, see, uniform circular motion means what will happen? Acceleration remains uniform, velocity changes. See, what is velocity? Velocity is what? Magnitude plus direction. And you know what? In a circle, direction will always change. So it will be absolutely correct. In uniform circular motion, speed will be uniform. In uniform circular motion, acceleration remain uniform, it is not fixed. Speed will be uniform. But in velocity, what will happen? At every point, there will be change in direction, and that is why velocity changes, and that is why you need to go with B. So correct answer will be B. Now the next statement, the tendency of liquid drop to contract and occupy minimum area is due to. So you must have heard about the dew drop or the hydrogenium. That means it is in the thermometer. If the droplet of hydrogenium, it will automatically become round shape, because in the round shape, anything in the spherical form, the surface area will be least. And for surface area, if it will be least, to reduce surface tension, a liquid drop convert itself into a spherical form. Yes or no? So I think it is clear to you, right? So here the complete discussion related to science and technology. And now we'll discuss about environment and ecology. And we have Siddharth sir along with us. He'll discuss in detail. So I request everyone to share and like the session so that you may have more elaborative and explained discussion on each and every questions. Thank you so much. Please welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Siddharth sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. गुड इवनिंग स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हैं आप सब लोग? तो मैं उम्मीद करता हूं आप सबका एग्ज़ाम्स बहुत अच्छे हुए होंगे, प्रीलिम्स, और मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि आप लोग अपने मेंस की तैयारी के लिए जुट गए होंगे। अभी यहाँ पर हम लोग जो आपका प्रीलिम्स का एग्ज़ाम हुआ है तो उसमें जितना भी इन्वायरमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी का पोर्शन है उसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे। टू द पॉइंट आपको बताऊंगा कि यहां पर जो एनवायरनमेंट के क्वेश्चंस आपसे पूछे गए तो बेसिकली आपको किस तरीके से उनको हैंडल करना था। जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन यहां पर आप देखोगे बायोफ्यूल्स के बारे में। तो बायोफ्यूल्स ऑफर अ वायबल अल्टरनेटिव टुवर्ड्स एन एनवायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली एनर्जी लैंडस्केप। अब बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है बायोफ्यूल हमारे लिए, क्योंकि आपने देखा होगा कि करंट अफेयर्स में भी आप देखोगे साल में एक बार ऐसा करंट अफेयर आता है हमारे पास जो बायोफ्यूल से रिलेटेड होता है, और गवर्नमेंट की एक पॉलिसी आती है कि भाई हम थर्ड जनरेशन बायोफ्यूल के ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं, फोर्थ के ऊपर, फिफ्थ के ऊपर, हम यहां पर इथेनॉल ब्लेंडिंग के ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं। तो हमेशा आपको एनवायरनमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी को किस तरीके से हैंडल करना होता है, ये आप जो आपका स्टैटिक पोर्शन है वो तो आप कवर करते ही हो, और उसके साथ ही साथ ना आप जो करंट अफेयर्स होता है एनवायरनमेंट का स्पेशली, जिसमें से आप पढ़ते हो कि कौन सी गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज हैं जो फोकस करती है एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज पर, कौन सी स्पीसीज है जो इंडिया में फर्स्ट टाइम जिसका डिस्कवरी हुई है या बहुत समय पहले एक्सटिंक्ट हो चुकी थी और वापस से उसको देखा गया है। तो ऐसे जो इंपॉर्टेंट करंट अफेयर्स होते हैं एनवायरनमेंट के, तो उससे जुड़ी हुई न्यूज़ बहुत ज़्यादा आती है। अब यहां पर जैसे बायोफ्यूल्स के बारे में आप खुद सोचो कि ये क्वेश्चन क्यों पूछा गया, बिकॉज इथेनॉल ब्लेंडिंग के ऊपर इतना ज़्यादा जो हमारी गवर्नमेंट है वो फोकस कर रही है, हमारे पंचमित्रा टारगेट्स हैं, तो हमें उनको कैसे न कैसे करके अचीव करना है। तो यहां पर इस वजह से बायोफ्यूल्स के ऊपर यहां पर क्वेश्चन पूछा गया। अब यहां पर बात करी जा रही है यूज ऑफ बायोफ्यूल्स टू मीट एनर्जी डिमांड्स आर करेक्ट। यहां पर आपके सामने ये ऑप्शंस हैं, आपको पता लगाना है कि कौन सा ऑप्शन यहां पर करेक्ट है। तो जैसे पहला ऑप्शन आप पढ़ोगे तो एग्रेसिव यूज की बात हो रही है, फर्स्ट जनरेशन बायोफ्यूल्स में थ्रेटन फूड सिक्योरिटी। बिल्कुल सही बात है। अगर आप एग्रेसिवली बायोफ्यूल्स का प्रोडक्शन करते हो तो यहां पर आप क्या करते हो, हमारे जो फार्मर्स हैं, अब गवर्नमेंट क्या करेगी, हमारे फार्मर से वही क्रॉप बाई करेगी जिससे कि वो बायोफ्यूल्स बना सके। फॉर एग्जांपल शुगर केन, तो यहां पर शुगर केन हमारे फार्मर ज्यादा प्रोडक्शन करना स्टार्ट कर देंगे। तो जब शुगर केन का इतना ज्यादा प्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट हो जाएगा तो एक तो यहां पर वाटर स्कैर्सिटी की प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी, दूसरा यहां पर जो और फूड क्रॉप्स हैं उनकी शॉर्टेज देखने को मिलेगी। तो पहला ऑप्शन एकदम सही है। यहां पर प्रोडक्शन ऑफ फर्स्ट जनरेशन बायोफ्यूल्स इज नॉट एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली, बिल्कुल सही बात है, क्योंकि वो हमारी जो ग्राउंड वाटर है उसको डिक्रीज करेगा। क्योंकि यहां पर आपको पता है शुगर केन की जब बात करते हैं तो ये एक वाटर डेफिसिट क्रॉप है, तो जितना वाटर ये इंटेक करता है तो हमारे ग्राउंड वाटर को पूरी तरीके से खत्म कर सकता है। इतना ज्यादा हमें इरिगेशन करना पड़ेगा तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का खर्चा होगा, और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कहां कैसे बन रही है, कोल से, तो अल्टीमेटली हम ग्रीन हाउस गैस का एमिशन कर रहे हैं। तो सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट भी हमारा ठीक होगा। A concern regarding biofuel is that extensive cultivation of plants for extracting biofuels may increase deforestation, habitat destruction। बिल्कुल सही बात है, तो ये वाला स्टेटमेंट भी ठीक है। Biofuel production will lead to large amount of toxic metallic waste। ऐसा कोई एग्जाम्पल हमने नहीं देखा है कि जब बायोफ्यूल्स का प्रोडक्शन करते हैं तो उसका बाई प्रोडक्ट मेटेलिक वेस्ट निकलता है, टॉक्सिक मेटेलिक वेस्ट। हमको ये पता है कि बायोफ्यूल्स का प्रोडक्शन करेंगे तो फूड सिक्योरिटी पर क्वेश्चन मार्क उठ जाएगा, वाटर स्कैर्सिटी पर क्वेश्चन मार्क उठ जाएगा, बट टॉक्सिक मेटेलिक वेस्ट ऐसा कोई हमको अभी तक एग्जांपल देखने को नहीं मिला। तो थर्ड वाला स्टेटमेंट यहां पर हमारा गलत हो जाएगा। तो यहां पर हम देखेंगे फर्स्ट सेकेंड थर्ड, तो यहां पर बेस्ट ऑप्शन क्या हो जाएगा हमारा ए, राइट। तो थोड़ा सा ना क्वेश्चन को समझने की कोशिश करो कि ना इस टॉपिक पर अगर ये क्वेश्चन आया तो उसके पीछे का रीजन क्या है। उसके पीछे का रीजन ये है कि करंट में गवर्नमेंट बहुत ज्यादा फोकस कर रही है इथेनॉल ब्लेंडिंग पर, बायोफ्यूल्स पर। जैसे ये क्वेश्चन है, अरेंज द फॉलोइंग एक्सीडेंट एपिसोड्स इन असेंडिंग ऑर्डर। अब इसको आप देखोगे जब आप एक्सीडेंट की बात कर रहे हैं तो बेसिकली यहां पर आप डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट से भी इसको लिंक कर सकते हो, इसको आप एनवायरमेंट के पॉल्यूशन वाला जो यूनिट हम लोग पढ़ते हैं ना, रेडियो एक्टिव पॉल्यूशन, एयर पॉल्यूशन, वाटर पॉल्यूशन, आप उससे भी यहां पे रिलेट कर सकते हो। तो यहां पर आपसे बोल रहे हैं कि असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में ईयर वाइज ऑर्डर करना है, यानी कि कौन सा ट्रेजेडी सबसे पहले हुई है, फिर उसके बाद। तो यहां पर आप देखोगे भोपाल गैस ट्रेजेडी की बात करते हैं तो ये आपका 1984 के आसपास हुआ है, ठीक है। उसके बाद चेरनोबिल डिजास्टर, चेरनोबिल न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर, अभी रशिया यूक्रेन की फाइट चल रही है तो चेरनोबिल बहुत ज्यादा चर्चा में आया, बिकॉज एक वर्ल्ड को कंसर्न है कि ऐसा ना हो कि रशिया जो है वो अपनी मिसाइल्स जो है वो चेरनोबिल में वापस से अटैक कर दे। तो यहां पर चेरनोबिल डिजास्टर की बात करेंगे तो 1986 की बात करेंगे। फिर यहां पर फुकुशिमा दलीची डिजास्टर, ये कहां पर, जापान के अंदर। तो ये आपको देखने को मिलेगा जब हम लोग 2011 के सुनामी की बात करते हैं और ऑयल स्पिल इन गल्फ ऑफ मैक्सिको। अब गल्फ ऑफ मैक्सिको में करंट अफेयर्स आपको याद रखना है, डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने इसका नाम चेंज क्या कर दिया है, अमेरिकन गल्फ, गल्फ ऑफ अमेरिका। तो इसको आप देखोगे तो 2010 में देखने को मिलेगा। तो अब अगर आप अरेंज करोगे ना तो शुरू के मैथड से इसको अरेंज करो तो सबसे पुरानी जो ट्रेजेडी है वो भोपाल गैस है, सबसे पहला लिखा है। आपको बाकी सारे ऑप्शंस पढ़ने की जरूरत ही नहीं, यहां पर बेस्ट ऑप्शन क्या आ जाएगा, ए। तो एलिमिनेशन मेथड से भी हम उस सवाल तक पहुंच सकते हैं, उसके आंसर तक, राइट। कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग नेशनल पार्क्स ऑफ असम। अब हमको यह पता है कि स्टेट स्पेसिफिक नेशनल पार्क, वेटलैंड, बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व, टाइगर रिजर्व, ये सारी चीजें हमको पता होनी चाहिए प्रीलिम्स के लिए भी और मेंस के लिए भी। तो यहां पर आपके सामने ये 4 नेशनल पार्क दे रखे हैं, चारों की लोकेशन असम में है। ये पूछ रहे हैं कि ईयर ऑफ डिक्लेरेशन के बारे में बताइए कि कब किस नेशनल पार्क को यहां पर नेशनल पार्क का जो डेजिग्नेशन है वो दिया गया। तो आपके सामने लिखा हुआ है रायमोना, मानस, डिब्रू, शिखोवा, नमेरी। अब आपको पता है कि सबसे ओल्डेस्ट की बात करेंगे तो वो कौन सा है, मानस। अगर मैं गलत नहीं हूं तो 1991 के अराउंड इसको डिक्लेरेशन मिला था नेशनल पार्क का। मानस के बाद अगर बात करोगे तो यहां पर आपका जो नमेरी है उसकी बात आती है। तो यहां पर आप देखेंगे, जैसे अब देखो यहां से चेक करना स्टार्ट करो, सेकंड ऑप्शन कहां पर दे रखा है। तो पहला ए गलत हो गया और यहां पे डी गलत हो गया, सॉरी आपका जो सी है वो गलत हो गया, ठीक है। तो अब आपको ऑप्शन किसमें किसमें सेलेक्ट करने हैं, बी और डी में। तो मानस नेशनल के पार्क के बाद नमेरी की बात करेंगे तो ये आता है 1998 के आसपास, ठीक है। इसके बाद डिब्रू शिखोवा 1999 में आता है और सबसे लेटेस्ट कौन सा है, रायमोना 2021 में। तो आप देखोगे यहां पर तो बेस्ट ऑप्शन आपका क्या हो जाएगा, बी, राइट। तो एक चीज इससे हमको समझ में आती है कि प्लीज ऐसे सवाल, ये स्टैटिक सवाल होते हैं, या तो आप इसको कर पाओगे, अगर आपने ये सब चीजें पढ़ रखी हैं तो बहुत आसानी से आपको ये सवाल हो जाएगा और आपको फुल मार्क्स देके जाएगा। तो ऐसे सवाल हमको कभी भी ना, मतलब ये नहीं करने चाहिए कि आप इसको बोलते हो इतना सीरियसली नहीं लेते हो, ये बहुत स्टैटिक सवाल होते हैं। अब चूंकि ये हमारे स्टेट के नेशनल पार्क्स एंड टाइगर रिजर्व हैं तो ऑब्वियसली हमको इनके बारे में तो पता होना ही चाहिए, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। अब यहां पर देखोगे मैच लिस्ट के बारे में बात हो रही है। तो यहां पर आप देखेंगे मल्च, नीशे, बीटा डाइवर्सिटी, अपवेलिंग। अब लगाने की कोशिश करो। मैं ये मान के चलता हूं कि आप इसमें से 1-2 कॉन्सेप्ट भूल जाते हैं या आपको उतना आइडिया नहीं रहता इन सब चीजों का, ठीक है। तो आप इन सब चीजों को सॉल्व कैसे करोगे, तो कम से कम 1-2 चीजें तो आपको इसमें से पता होनी चाहिए। फॉर एग्जाम्पल अपवेलिंग, ये आप ज्योग्राफी में भी पढ़ते हैं, जब आप ओशियन करंट्स के बारे में पढ़ते हैं तो अपवेलिंग डाउनवेलिंग पढ़ते हैं। तो अपवेलिंग में आप क्या पढ़ते हो कि जो हमारे ओशियन का कोल्ड वाटर है वो राइज करता है, और जब कोल्ड वाटर ओशियन की डेप्थ से राइज करके ओशियन के सरफेस पे आएगा तो अपने साथ बहुत सारे न्यूट्रिएंट्स लाता है। उन न्यूट्रिएंट्स को खाने के लिए कई सारे, जो बोलते हैं ना कि फिशेस होती हैं, वो कोस्टल एरिया में आती हैं, तो वहां पर फिशरीज जो इंडस्ट्री होती है बहुत ज्यादा सक्सेस मिलता है उसको। तो अपवेलिंग का सिंपल सा मतलब होता है अपवेलिंग, तो वाटर का जो कोल्ड वाटर होता है उसका ऊपर की तरफ, सरफेस की तरफ आना। तो अगर अपवेलिंग का ऑप्शन यहां पर देखोगे तो ये मिल जाएगा डी के 2 में से, मूवमेंट ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट रिच बॉटम वाटर टू ओशियन सरफेस। तो यहां पर आप एक एक मैच कराओ कि डी का 2 कहां पर दे रखा है। तो आप देखोगे एक ऑप्शन आपके पास आ जाएगा, सुपर सॉलिड ऑप्शन आ जाएगा, आपको बाकी को चेक करने की जरूरत नहीं, बट हम लोग देख लेते हैं। बीटा डाइवर्सिटी की बात करते हैं तो मेजरमेंट ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी, एनवायरमेंट का एकदम स्टैटिक मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक, अल्फा, बीटा, गामा, इससे हम मेजर करते हैं उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया की बायोडाइवर्सिटी को। तो यहां पर जब हम लोग बीटा डाइवर्सिटी की बात करते हैं तो वेरिएशन इन स्पीसीज कॉम्पोजिशन अक्रॉस डिफरेंट हैबिटेट, तो सी का क्या हो जाएगा 1, राइट। सी का ऑप्शन क्या हो जाएगा 1। मल्च की बात करते हैं तो प्रोटेक्टिव कवर ऑन द ग्राउंड, मे बी ड्राइड लीव्स, उसको बोल देते हैं मल्च, तभी एक प्रोसेस होता है मल्चिंग। यहां पर आप नीशे की बात करोगे तो नीशे का आपको मतलब पता है कि किसी भी एक स्पीसीज का उस पर्टिकुलर इकोसिस्टम में क्या रोल है, रिप्रोडक्शन में, अपने फूड को जनरेट करने में, फूड को प्रोड्यूस करने में, वो कैसे अपनी लाइफ को सर्वाइव करता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड नीशे, राइट। तो बेस्ट ऑप्शन यहां पर क्या हो जाएगा हमारा बी। तो ये सब थोड़े से क्वेश्चन से ना डिराइव करना सीखो कि किस टाइप के क्वेश्चन कमीशन ने पूछे, तो हमें कैसे अपनी स्ट्रेटजी को मेंटेन करना है, कैसे एनवायरमेंट को हमको हैंडल करना है। अकॉर्डिंग टू द असम स्टेट एक्शन प्लान ऑन क्लाइमेट चेंज 2015 से लेकर 2020 तक विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग टेम्परेचर, यहां पर दो कीवर्ड्स पर इन्होंने फोकस करा है, एक तो टेम्परेचर पर और दूसरा रेनफॉल पर। चेंजेस हैज अकर्ड इन असम ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड 1951 से 2010 तक। तो अब आपको पता है करंट अफेयर्स में आपने ये चीज पढ़ी होगी कि असम ने अपना पूरा जो एक्शन प्लान था क्लाइमेट चेंज को लेकर वो डिक्लेयर करा। उसमें यहां पर साफ शब्दों में इन्होंने बोला था कि असम के अंदर अगर इस टाइम ड्यूरेशन की बात करेंगे तो टेम्परेचर जो है वो राइज हुआ है। अगर मैं तुमसे कह रहा हूं ना, अगर तुम एनवायरनमेंट को किनारे कर दो, ये एक तरीके का सीसैट का सवाल है, तुम अपना एप्टीट्यूड लगाओ, अपनी बुद्धि का इस्तेमाल करो यहां पर कि यार ग्लोबल वार्मिंग हो रही है, क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रहा है। तो कहीं की भी बात करते हैं, हम आर्कटिक ओशियन की बात करते हैं, तो वहां पर नॉर्दर्न सी रूट के ओपन करने की बात करी जा रही है। आर्कटिक काउंसिल के देश आपस में क्या है, भिड़ रहे हैं कि हम किस तरीके से यहां के रिसोर्सेज को यूटिलाइज कर सकें। तो जब आर्कटिक ओशियन की या आर्कटिक जो सर्कल है वहां की जब जो आइस है वो मेल्ट हो रही है, तो असम क्या है उसके आगे। तो यहां पर भी क्या हो रहा है, ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड टेम्परेचर क्या कर रहा है, इंक्रीज कर रहा है। बट यहां पर देखने को क्या मिल रहा है, जिस रेट से टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज कर रहा है उस रेट से रेनफॉल इंक्रीज नहीं कर रहा। तो आपको यह चीज ध्यान रखनी है कि रेनफॉल यहां पर क्या कर रहा है, डिक्रीज कर रहा है। अब आपको उसी में से ये ऑप्शन देखना है, एनुअल मीन टेम्परेचर हैज इंक्रीज्ड व्हाइल एनुअल रेनफॉल हैज डिक्रीज्ड, राइट। तो कहीं ना कहीं क्लाइमेट चेंज का ये एक ड्रॉबैक हमको देखने को मिल रहा है। तो इसका बेस्ट ऑप्शन यहां पर क्या हो जाएगा, सी ऑप्शन। बायो रेमेडिएशन यूजिंग फंजाई इज नोन एज, एनवायरमेंट का एकदम बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट। यहां पर आप जब पॉल्यूशन के बारे में पढ़ते हैं तो उसमें पॉल्यूटेंट्स के बारे में पढ़ते हैं। तो पॉल्यूटेंट्स का मतलब क्या हुआ कि भाई जिनके कारण से पॉल्यूशन हो रहा है। तो अब हमारी जो सॉइल है वो कंटैमिनेटेड हो चुकी है, उसमें हम एग्रीकल्चर नहीं कर पा रहे। सॉइल जो है वो हमारी डिग्रेड हो चुकी है, उसको वापस से हमें रिस्टोर कैसे करना है। तो उसके लिए हम ना क्या इस्तेमाल करेंगे, हम कोई केमिकल का इस्तेमाल नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम यहां पर बायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स का इस्तेमाल करेंगे। फॉर एग्जांपल बैक्टीरिया, फॉर एग्जांपल यहां पर कोई फंगाई, उसका इस्तेमाल करेंगे। तो अगर हम अपनी कंटैमिनेटेड सॉइल को, जो हमारी डिग्रेड सॉइल है, उसको इंप्रूव करने के लिए हम यहां पर जब बायोलॉजी का यानी कि बायोटिक कंपोनेंट का यानी कि जो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं उनका इस्तेमाल करते हैं, तो इस मेथड को क्या बोलते हैं, बायो रेमेडिएशन। और अगर बायो रेमेडिएशन के पर्टिकुलर मेथड में आप फंजाई का इस्तेमाल करते हो तो उसको बोलते हैं माइक्रो रेमेडिएशन। मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, एकदम स्टैटिक बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट है एनवायरमेंट का। तो बेस्ट ऑप्शन क्या हो जाएगा, ए। द ग्लोबल वार्मिंग पोटेंशियल ऑफ गैस इज डिसाइडेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ तो यहां पर GWP की बात करी जा रही है। हम हमेशा ब्लेम किसको करते हैं, सुबह से लेकर शाम तक, की कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड की वजह से ग्लोबल वार्मिंग हो रही है। कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड की वजह से जो धरती है, जो अर्थ है, उसका टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज कर रहा है। बट कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के अलावा बहुत सारी ऐसी ग्रीन हाउस गैसेज हैं जिनका ग्लोबल वार्मिंग पोटेंशियल कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के कंपैरिजन में 100 टाइम्स ज्यादा है। तो व्हाट इज ग्लोबल वार्मिंग पोटेंशियल, तो यहां पर ग्लोबल वार्मिंग पोटेंशियल का मतलब होता है कि अगर मैं आपको 1 kg, फॉर एग्जांपल 1 kg कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड देता हूं और 1 kg कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड हमारे एटमॉस्फेयर का टेम्परेचर फॉर एग्जांपल 1 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड बढ़ाती है, तो यहां पर 1 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड आपका एटमॉस्फेयर का टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज हो रहा है। अब इसी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड की क्वांटिटी को रिप्लेस करके मैं इसको कन्वर्ट कर दूंगा मीथेन से, मैं आपको 1 kg मीथेन दे रहा हूं ना, तो वो 100 टाइम्स ज्यादा कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के कंपैरिजन में यहां पर हमारे एटमॉस्फेयर का टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज करेगी। दैट इज कॉल्ड ग्लोबल वार्मिंग पोटेंशियल। हम हर ग्रीन हाउस गैस का कंपैरिजन करते हैं कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड से, ठीक है। तो यहां पर आप देखोगे तो यहां पर आपको कंपैरिजन देखना है, कंपैरिजन टू CO2, तो वो कहां पर है, बी ऑप्शन में। तो इसका बेस्ट ऑप्शन क्या हो जाएगा, यहां पर बी, राइट। Which of the following soil horizons is presenting in the soil of forest but absent in cultivated field? तो आपने soil horizon के बारे में पढ़ा होगा। तो सबसे ऊपर की लेयर OA, इस तरीके से लेयर चलती हैं। जब हम अपने फॉरेस्ट की बात करते हैं तो यार फॉरेस्ट में क्या है कि जो लीव्स हैं वो एक टाइम इंटरवल पर क्या होती रहती हैं, टूटती रहती हैं। तो पेड़ से जो पत्तियां हैं वो टूट के गिर रही हैं, वो ऑर्गेनिक मैटर में कन्वर्ट होती रहती हैं। जो हमारे डीकंपोजर्स हैं वो उसको डिकंपोज करते रहते हैं, उसका ह्यूमस में कन्वर्जन होता रहता है। तो फॉरेस्ट की जो सॉइल होती है उसमें तो आपका ओ होराइजन की जो लेयर है वो मिलेगी ह्यूमस की, ऑर्गेनिक मैटर की। बट जो कल्टीवेटेड फील्ड है जिसमें आपने एक क्रॉप ग्रो कर दी है, उसमें आप केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर डालते हो, उसमें कहीं से ऑर्गेनिक मैटर डेवलप नहीं हो रहा है। उल्टा जो क्रॉप है उसके न्यूट्रिएंट्स को वहां पर एब्जॉर्व कर रहा है, तो वहां पर वो देखने को नहीं मिलता। तो इसमें कौन सा होराइजन की बात कर रहा है? ओ होराइजन। तो 77 का बेस्ट आंसर क्या हो जाएगा? ए, राइट। तो अब आप इसको आप सोचो, सॉइल आपका ज्योग्राफी का टॉपिक है, उसमें भी आप सॉइल प्रोफाइल के बारे में पढ़ते हैं, तो यहां पर ज्योग्राफी प्लस एनवायरमेंट, इन दोनों सब्जेक्ट्स के बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट आपको अच्छे से आने चाहिए। द गाडगिल कमिटी रिपोर्ट एंड द कस्तूरी रंगन कमिटी रिपोर्ट आर रिलेटेड टू मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट। आप मेंस आंसर राइटिंग आपके सामने आ रही है, ठीक है। तो अभी ना आपको एनवायरमेंट में इस तरीके के क्वेश्चन लिखने होंगे कि जहां पर हम प्रोटेक्शन करना चाहते हैं बायोडाइवर्सिटी की, प्रोटेक्शन करना चाहते हैं एनवायरमेंट की, तो वेस्टर्न घाट को कैसे प्रोटेक्ट करें, ईस्टर्न घाट को कैसे प्रोटेक्ट करें। तो यहां पर अगर आपने गाडगिल कमिटी, कस्तूरी रंगन कमिटी का जिक्र नहीं किया है, तो आपका आंसर ना पूरा नहीं है, कंप्लीट नहीं है। एग्जामिनर चाहता है कि आप गाडगिल कमिटी का नाम यहां पर दो। तो यहां पर आपको याद रखना है, जो गाडगिल कमिटी रिपोर्ट है और जो कस्तूरी रंगन कमिटी रिपोर्ट है, स्ट्रिक्टली ये लोग किसके प्रोटेक्शन की बात करते हैं? यहां पर प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ वेस्टर्न घाट्स, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट। तो बेस्ट ऑप्शन यहां पर क्या हो जाएगा? सी, थर्ड ओनली। और जब इस रिपोर्ट के बारे में थोड़ी सी डिटेलिंग भी आपको पता होनी चाहिए, जिसको आप अपनी मेंस में इस्तेमाल करेंगे, राइट। तो ये था एनवायरमेंट का एंड इकोलॉजी का सेक्शन जो हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया। टू द पॉइंट मैंने आपके सामने रखने की कोशिश करी है। तो जरा इन क्वेश्चंस को देख के एनालाइज करिएगा कि किस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस आने वाले प्रीलिम्स में या मेंस में बनेंगे, ठीक है। तो अब यहां पर जो डिस्कशन है वो पॉलिटी का विकास सर लेने आ रहे हैं, तो कहीं मत जाइएगा, बने रहिएगा आपके फेवरेट विकास सर के लिए। विकास सर प्लीज।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सर। हाय एवरीवन, आई होप यू आर डूइंग ग्रेट। क्या बात है भाई, पेन भी इतना अच्छे मिल रहे हैं आज तो एनालिसिस के दौरान में। अब ये हटेगा कहाँ से? पॉलिटी 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 क्वेश्चंस, पॉलिटी। जस्ट अ मोमेंट गाइस। Yes, and here are the questions. Okay. So कैसे हो विकास साहब? कब आ गए भाई? आ गए, तुम्हारे सामने लाइव आ गए, छाती कंप्लीट हो सबके सब, ठीक है ना। सो विदाउट एनी डिले लेट्स स्टार्ट एंड एनालाइज द क्वेश्चन पेपर कि असम पीसीएस में भाई कैसे पॉलिटी के क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए। और मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है भाई एग्जामिनर ने सीधा क्वेश्चंस कॉपी पेस्ट करें भाई मेरे लेक्चर से, बिकॉज ईच एंड एवरी क्वेश्चंस, एक दो की तो मैं नहीं बोलता कि स्टैटिक के बारे में, लेकिन सारे के सारे क्वेश्चंस मैंने आपको सेशन में करवा रखे थे, ठीक है। सो द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, द 100th constitutional amendment of India enabled the implementation of controversial international agreement. Which of the following is referred to here? And I already told. So और मैंने ये वाली चीज आपको बहुत पहले बताई थी। अगर आपका 100th आ रहा है, 100th कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट 2015 में ये हुआ था, जो कि ये लैंड बाउंड्री एग्रीमेंट था हमारा इंडिया, इट वाज बिटवीन इंडिया एंड बांग्लादेश, where India gave three enclaves to Bangladesh, and Bangladesh gave 51 enclaves to India. तो मैंने बोला था कि इंडिया भाई सेंचुरी मारेगा तो भाई लैंड बाउंड्री तो लेगा ही लेगा। पॉलिटी ऑल करेक्ट। सी, आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, पॉलिटी में भाई कोई क्वेश्चंस गलत हो ही नहीं सकते हैं। Polity is either. So the answer is A. So let's move to the second question. The Supreme Court of India has placed the right to privacy, and I have इस वाले उसमें right to privacy में I have given you the best example. If your girlfriend is checking your phone, if your father enters your room without knocking the door, that means they are harming your privacy. They are harming your. So it comes under Article 21, all the rights, right to health, right to breathe, right to privacy, right to marry itself, all these comes under Article 21, that is right to life and personal liberty. So right to privacy came in inserted in Article 21 in 2017 under the case of Puttu Swami versus Union of India. And I've told 100 of times these things again and again in each and every MCQ when the questions come on Article 21 in my class. Puttaswamy versus Union of India, where right to privacy was added in Article 21. So, and Article 15 tells about the discrimination. Article 16, equal opportunities in employment. Article 19 सारे बताए थे मैंने. अगर कुछ भी चीज गलती करी हो ना, अगर 19 में भी आ जाते हैं उसके सब क्लॉज भी आ जाते हैं, तो गुरु ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता है. आर्टिकल 19 राइट टू फ्रीडम एंड आर्टिकल 21 इज द करेक्ट आंसर, ऑप्शन डी. एंड दिस वन, दिस स्टैटिक पार्ट, माय गॉश, दिस स्टैटिक पार्ट. ये जब भी स्टैटिक पार्ट कुछ ऐसा आता है तो मैं क्या करता हूं भाई. मैंने आपसे पहले बोला 13 and 14 questions, 11 questions will be doable if you attend my lectures, and this is the exception one. So I'm extremely sorry for that. So the first Assam Assembly was inaugurated on 7th April 1937. That is correct. After the 1937 provisional elections in Assam, the Indian National Congress Party secured the most mandate. That is extremely correct. The Legislative Council of Eastern Bengal and Assam was initiated in 1905. That is also correct. And the Haflong, Bokajan, Difu Assembly constituency fall under the autonomous district Lok Sabha constituent. That is also correct. So option D is the correct one, because it is the static part which is related to the Assam Legislative Assembly. And you know, if the state specific PCS exam, the examiner will ask each whether you take the polity subject, whether you take the geography, whether you take the economics, he will ask you the state specific questions in each and every subject, and this question is one of them that was asked by the examiner in this polity segment. Option C, exactly, option number C. So which of the following are constituted by the President of India? प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया कौन सी बॉडी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट करती है, कौन सी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट करती है? फाइनेंस कमीशन इज वन ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी which is constituted by the President of India. फाइनेंस कमीशन आई हैव ऑलरेडी अगेन एंड अगेन, मैंने बहुत बार हर एक चीज बहुत अच्छे से मैंने बताई है. फाइनेंस कमीशन जो हमारा आता है, कौन से आर्टिकल में आता है? आर्टिकल 280, which says that the president constitute the finance commission of India for 5 years, and the duty of the finance commission is to distribute the taxes between the union and the states, and also to give the granting aid to other states who really need the aid for जो पंचायत को देना है. हाँ, इंग्लिश, क्या सर इंग्लिश में बोल रहे थे, एकदम से अटक गए, हिंदी में अटक गए, मैं क्या बताऊं भाई, बस पूछो मत तुम. चलो, नीति आयोग इज द एग्जीक्यूटिव बॉडी. Niti Aayog is the executive body which is headed by the Prime Minister of India, and the Niti Aayog is not constituted by the President of India. The Commission on Official Languages. Official languages come under Schedule 8, which says which all languages are listed in the Constitution. That are 22 languages. So the official language which talks about the Article 344, and it is constituted by the President of India. The Union Commission, the UPSC, which is dream for every candidate. हाँ सर, जाना तो है सर, IAS भी बनाना, IPS बनाना, बत्ती में भी घुमाना है सर. कब से इंतजार कर रहे हैं हम, कहाँ रह गए थे आप? थैंक यू सो मच, आपने बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाया. थैंक यू सो मच. अगर आपने पढ़ा है और उसके बाद आपने अगर अटेम्प्ट दिया है, You must be thanking me in your examination hall के thank you so much विकास सर, आपने पॉलिटी पढ़ाई, सारे के सारे क्वेश्चंस, and again I was on the repeated mode कि ये क्वेश्चंस आएगा, ये क्वेश्चंस आएंगे, और वो आए. Whether you call DPSP, whether you call fundamental rights, 100 times हर एक क्लास में मैंने आपको by heart made you revised all those questions. So UPSC, it is constituted by the President of India, and if the option 2 is eliminated, then the options remains the 1, 3 and 4. Which of the following is or are the common features of Indian and American federalism? American federalism, USA, which comes under the sources of Constitution. The India made the Constitution and borrowed various provisions from every constitution whoever made in the world. Whether it's UK, US, Japan, Germany, Canada, France, you call it anything, or Russia, USSR. So, yeah, single citizenship was taken from the United Kingdom, 3 list of division of powers, dual judiciary, पहले eliminate होना चाहिए था ये. Because India does not follow the dual judiciary, it follows the unitary judiciary. That is the Supreme Court, and all other courts come under Supreme Court, whether you call it High Court or District Court. The Supreme Court to interpret the Constitution exactly. Supreme Court to interpret the Constitution, and also the removal of judges of Supreme Court and High Court. Supreme Court and High Court is taken, whether you call it impeachment of president or the preamble or the written constitution, all these are taken from the US Constitution, and it remains with option 4. Then the D is correct. D is correct. Your marks is secured, and this proves that you're closer to stage 2. Prelims clear हो जाएगा. Polity के 15 questions were there in the polity in today's Assam PCS examination, which plays a huge role in clearing your this PCS exam. 4 only. Yeah, exactly, 4 only. Thank you sir आपके efforts के लिए. Thank you तो हम भी हैं कि आपने attend करा. मैंने current affairs भी करवाई थी. ठीक है. या नहीं भैया. Which of the following secures under the DPSP? ये मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है ना, मैंने स्टार्टिंग में आके बोल दिया था. Seriously, when I saw the paper, it was like the एग्जामिनर शायद से मेरी क्लास में बैठा होगा. एग्जामिनर देख रहा होगा कौन से बेस्ट क्वेश्चन विकास सर करवा रहे हैं, वो सारे कॉपी पेस्ट कर लेते हैं. अगर वो स्टेटमेंट्स एज इट इज स्टेटमेंट तो नहीं रहेंगे ऑब्वियसली, लेकिन सारी चीजें हर एक आर्टिकल्स बाय हार्ट आई हैव मेड यू लर्न. DPSP part 4 taken from the Ireland, and Ireland taken this DPSP part from the Spain, because ऐसे ही मैंने आपको याद करवाया था. सर आपकी वीडियो से मुझे बहुत नॉलेज मिल रही है. अरे भाई क्या नॉलेज मिल रही है आपको. ठीक है. The state shall strive, this is not a part of DPSP, shall endeavor the uniform civil code which comes under the article 44 of DPSP. The state, अगर यही ठीक हो गया और DPSP के बारे में पूछा, then option B is correct. So let's move to the next question, in which of the you must be thinking, sir इतनी स्पीड से आप क्लास में नहीं चलते हैं, पूरा एक्सप्लेन करते हैं, और आज तो भाई सेगमेंट्स और भी हैं, तो स्टूडेंट्स जो आए हैं वो सिर्फ आंसर्स देखने के लेंगे. सर जल्दी से बताइए, सो दैट द स्ट्रेस लेवल कुछ तो कम हो मेरे थ्रू स्ट्रेस लेवल उनका. गुड आफ्टरनून सर. गुड आफ्टरनून. I hope if you have attended this question paper and after seeing the polity questions, the smile is on your face. Uttarakhand, Gujarat. What Uttarakhand, Gujarat? In which of the following state there is a constitutional requirement to have a minister in charge of tribal welfare? Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Odisha. Where the governor is chief minister is appointed by the governor. Governor appoints the minister to administer the tribal welfare who are in charge. और फिर अगर कुछ भी चीज इंप्रूवमेंट या डेवलपमेंट होता है तो वो मिनिस्टर फुल्ली अकाउंटेबल होता है. तो कौन कौन से स्टेट्स में? ऑब्वियसली ज्यादातर ये ट्राइबल स्टेट्स में हमारे मिलते हैं. तो बिहार, मध्य प्रदेश एंड उड़ीसा आर दी स्टेट्स इन विच अ मिनिस्टर इज इन चार्ज ऑफ ट्राइबल वेलफेयर, आदिवासी के लोग. ओके, स्माइल तो आपकी वजह से है. आपकी आर्मी, फुल ऑन आर्मी, टेक द बैटल्स, लोड योर गन्स एंड शूट द today's Assam PCS paper, and I think that you must have shot it. Okay, so next, which of the following states was the last one to get the status of full statehood? और ये मैंने बहुत अच्छी तरीके से आपको रिवाइज भी करवाया था, ईयर्स आपको रिवाइज करवाए थे. सिक्किम 36 Constitutional Amendment Act 1975, where Manipur and Meghalaya कौन से ईयर में? Manipur and Meghalaya, MM, in 1972, where Arunachal Pradesh and Goa received the full statehood in 1987. So which following is the last one? The last one was the Arunachal Pradesh according to the state. Otherwise, there is a Telangana who got the full statehood in 2014, but the option is not there. So, Arunachal Pradesh and Goa in 1987. So, 1987 अगर देखा जाएगा तो इसमें सबसे last है, तो option C is the correct answer. Under the article, जब मैंने क्वेश्चन देखा था, when I just saw this question, I was like, you must be thinking about the trick, which I've told you in the class. And that trick was the Naam as magic. Naam as magic. That was the trick to remember the constitutional provisions of Article 371, which have gave this the state the special provisions. 371A, whether call it A, B, C, D, E till the K. So, N is for Nagaland, which comes under the 371A. Then the Assam 371B is for the Assam. 371C was for the Manipur. Then Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. S is for Sikkim. M is for Mizoram. A for Arunachal Pradesh. G for जहां पर आप लोग नहीं जा पाते, where each of your friend cancel this trip. जो कि दिल दुखता है भाई जब ऐसी चीजें हो जाती हैं. ख्वाबों में बैठे थे जाएंगे, प्लेन में बैठेंगे, लेकिन एक दोस्त आया, कैंसिल करवा दी ट्रिप. तो हाँ, ये उसी जगह का नाम है. G for Goa. K is for Karnataka and counted on Article 371 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J and K. And what is it asking, by the way? Assam. And Assam, Assam to B mein tha. 371B. Okay. So, which of the following articles of the Constitution of India grants the Supreme Court of India the power to review its own judgment and order? Article 137. अब मुझे एक चीज बताइए, सुप्रीम कोर्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के उससे कितना दूर है? तो 78 तो नहीं होगा. प्राइम मिनिस्टर के बारे में बात करता है ये, ठीक है ना, प्राइम मिनिस्टर के बारे में बात करता है. आर्टिकल 234 तो बहुत दूर है. 226 हाई कोर्ट के बाद, तो उससे पहले तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट आएगा, तो ये तो नहीं हो सकता गुरु. अब आती है कंफ्यूजन 137 और 145 के बीच में. अगर जब भी पावर क्या रहती है ना, धीरे धीरे जब जैसे आर्टिकल्स अगर किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए या फिर किसी चीज के लिए अगर आर्टिकल्स जो बनाए गए हैं ना, सबसे मेन चीज ऊपर होते हैं प्रायोरिटी पे. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट कौन सा, फिर उसके बाद इंपॉर्टेंट कौन सा, फिर उसके बाद कौन सा, फिर उसके बाद कोर्ट ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स कौन सा आर्टिकल में आता है. तो उसके बाद अगर आप देखोगे तो दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया द पावर टू रिव्यू इट्स ओन जजमेंट एंड इफ दे, और मैंने क्लास में बताया था केशवानंद भारती केस 1973. इफ द बेंच wants to review its order or review its judgment and they want to मतलब कि अगर वो नया जजमेंट देना चाह रही हैं, ठीक है ना, और वो उसको कैंसिल करना चाह रही हैं, तो जो बेंच प्रीवियस केस में बैठी थी तो उससे लार्जर नंबर चाहिए होगा. लार्जर नंबर ऑफ जजेस इज नीडेड इफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट वांट्स टू ओवरटेक देयर प्रीवियस जजमेंट. आर्टिकल 137 क्लास में दिखा दूंगा, स्क्रीनशॉट दिखा दूंगा. एक भी बियॉन्ड द स्टैटिक एक भी चीज ऐसी नहीं थी कि जो बाहर आई थी, ठीक है. चलो नेक्स्ट. Match the following of the chief minister, and this again the static part. So this is out of the boundary, out of the zone, out of my zone. Bishnu Mashram Medi Mahindra Mohan Chaudhary, Bimla Prasad Chahila and Gopinath Bordoloi. So these are the chief minister and their periods of service. So without any wasting time, टिक मारता और आगे चलता हूं, ठीक है. रिविजनरी जुडिक्शन बहुत सही, ये वाला था. तो the B is the correct answer. Which of the following best explains why court appoints an amicus curiae? That means friend of court. कोर्ट का दोस्त, which provides the information, all the information या फिर रिव्यू. अगर कुछ भी चीज लेनी होती है तो फिर एक आदमी होता है जो कोर्ट का बहुत अच्छा दोस्त होता है. अगर कोर्ट का दोस्त है तो ऑब्वियसली वो मदद करेगा टू एक्ट एज अ मीडिएटर बिटवीन द एक्यूज्ड एंड द विक्टिम और द प्रोवाइड द रिप्रेजेंटेशन टू द एक्यूज्ड व्हेन दे आर अनरिप्रेजेंटेड टू एक्सपीडिएट द ट्रायल प्रोसेस फॉर एफिशिएंसी टू इंश्योर द प्रोसिक्यूशन. मैं इनको देखता भी नहीं. क्योंकि मैंने सीधा क्लास में बस एक स्टेटमेंट आपको बताई थी कि अगर कुछ आएगा तो कुछ नहीं देखना, अगर ये वर्ड आपके उसमें आएगा, टू प्रोवाइड द रिप्रेजेंटेशन टू द अक्यूज्ड व्हेन दे आर अनरिप्रेजेंटेड। दोस्त है तो विक्टिम की तो मदद करेगा ही, सिंपल। द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ रूल ऑफ लॉ 100 टाइम्स मैंने बताया, रूल ऑफ लॉ टेकन फ्रॉम द यूनाइटेड किंगडम, फ्रॉम द ब्रिटेन। अगर रूल ऑफ लॉ लिया यानी कानून का शासन, कानून का राज, हु इज द किंग, द लॉ। अगर लॉ है तो एब्सेंस ऑफ आर्बिट्री पावर, इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ, प्राइमेसी, ऑब्वियसली। इसमें देखो क्या ही दे रखा है, इसमें कि मैं क्या बोलूं है, उसमें क्या बोलूं सर जी, ओपी ऑपरेशन थिएटर में पहुंचाना चाह रहे हो क्या तुम? ये वाली बात तुम मुझसे कर रहे हो क्या? ये बात तुम गलत कर रहे हो गुरु, ठीक है। सो द एब्सेंस ऑफ आर्बिट्री पावर, ठीक है, एब्सेंस ऑफ आर्बिट्री, इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ, कानून के आगे भाई सब राजा हैं। एब्सेंस ऑफ आर्बिट्री पावर, बिल्कुल सही। गवर्नमेंट आपसे राइट्स नहीं ले सकती है इफ दे फॉलो द प्रोसीजर स्टैब्लिश्ड बिफोर लॉ। ओके, अगर वो कोई भी प्रोसीजर फॉलो करती है कोई कानून बनाने के लिए और वो आपसे आपका फंडामेंटल छीन रही है, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज द गॉड हु इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड अ प्रोटेक्टिव शील्ड ऑफ योर फंडामेंटल राइट्स। So it will call that law the null and void. So absence of arbitrary power, बिल्कुल सही, गवर्नमेंट आपसे नहीं छीन सकती है। सुप्रीम कौन है हमारा? लॉ। इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ, कानून के आगे सब आगे, कानून के आगे सब आगे नहीं, कानून के आगे सब बराबर। आर्टिकल 14, इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ एंड इक्वल प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ लॉ, equal protection of law is taken from the USA and equality before law is taken from the UK। कितनी बार बताया भाई गॉड, अगर मैं होता ना, मैं नींद में भी ये वाली चीज बोल रहा होता, नाम जप रहा होता उत्तराखंड, ठीक है, ऐसे करके, लेकिन कोई दिक्कत नहीं। उसके बाद प्राइमेसी ऑफ द राइट्स ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल, बिल्कुल नहीं, कैन नॉट बी डिस्ट्रॉयड बाय एन अमेंडमेंट, बिल्कुल सही। अगर अमेंडमेंट के थ्रू भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जो है या फिर पार्लियामेंट जो है आपसे नहीं छीन सकता है। छीनेगा तो कौन बैठा है? पप्पा जी बैठे हैं। पप्पा जी कौन है? सुप्रीम कोर्ट है भाई, ठीक है। तो सुप्रीम कौन हुआ है भाई? लॉ हुआ है। तो फिर इसको मैं जरा थोड़ा सा चेंज कर देता हूं, ये फर्स्ट सेकंड है, फर्स्ट सेकंड एंड फोर्थ, देन ऑप्शन डी इज द राइट आंसर। व्हाट इज द पीरियड ऑफ द 16th फाइनेंस कमीशन? अब आपको आपके मुंह पे स्पेल होगी, वाह 16th फाइनेंस कमीशन अरविंद। अब आपने देखा होगा, थोड़ी सी नजर नीचे घुमाएगी तो अरविंद तो दे रखा है, वहीं पर आपको झटका लगा रहे गुरुजी ये वाला तो बता देते थे, तो मैंने बता दिया। स्टैटिक पार्ट में कुछ भी पूछ सकता है, एग्जामिनर को नहीं पता है कि भाई वो क्या बना रहा है, नींद में भी कुछ क्वेश्चन बना देता है, बाद में वही सॉल्व नहीं कर पाता है, और जब आंसर की आती है उसमें गलत हो जाता है। फिर आप लोग प्रोटेस्ट करते हैं, फिर हम आपका साथ देते हैं, क्योंकि बोला है बंदे रहेंगे तो साथ लास्ट तक बंदे रहेंगे। प्रोटेस्ट में बैठोगे, क्लास में आओगे तो हम तो तुम्हारे साथ रहेंगे, ठीक है। लव फ्रॉम उत्तराखंड। असम का पेपर असम में देने गए थे, उत्तराखंड में दिया था। चलो, तो इसका आंसर क्या है? जो हमारे अरविंद पनागिरी हैं, जो 16th फाइनेंस कमीशन इनके चेयरमैन है, ये पहले 2015 से लेकर 2000 आई थिंक 2016 एंड 2017, ओके, ही वाज द वाइस चेयरमैन ऑफ नीति आयोग। जब मैं आपको नीति आयोग पढ़ा रहा था कि 1950 से एक हमारा था प्लानिंग कमीशन, एंड द प्लानिंग कमीशन नेम वाज चेंज्ड इन 2015 व्हेन द मोदी गवर्नमेंट केम इनटू द फील्ड टू रूल द इंडिया। उसके बाद नीति कमीशन बनाया था। नीति कमीशन के वाइस चेयरमैन, नीति कमीशन इज ऑल्सो is headed by who is the chairman of Niti Commission is the Prime Minister of India, and the vice chairman was the Arvind Panaria, and later on he was appointed for the 16th Finance Commission, which is appointed by the President of India. So according to it, the time period is B, 2026 to 2031, because अभी अपॉइंट हुए थे, ठीक है। उसके बाद अरे बाबा ये थैंक यू जैसे मैं देखता हूं इतनी जल्दी हो जाता है, दुखी होता हूं। मैं नहीं चाहता मैं तुमसे दूर जाऊं, ठीक है। तुझसे बड़े मजा आ गया। अरे गुरु, मेरे ख्याल से तुम ही हो क्या भाई क्लास में मेरे, और तुम मेरे हर एक क्लास में होते हो ना, जहां जहां मैं जाता हूं मेरा पीछे करते हो। मेरे राइट टू प्राइवेसी, मैं बता रहा हूं, मैं सीधा कोर्ट चला जाऊंगा, कोर्ट घसीट के ले जाऊंगा, फिर तुम्हारी आएंगे पेरेंट्स की, गुरु जी बचा लो गुरु जी, ठीक है। सो दैट्स इट फॉर टुडे। असम पेपर आपका होपफुली बहुत अच्छा गया होगा. दिस इज नॉट द एंड. अगर आपको पता लगता है कि आपकी एनालिसिस के उससे आपका पेपर काफी अच्छा गया है, देन जस्ट गेयर इट अप फॉर द नेक्स्ट स्टेज. और जिसका नहीं हो, मोटिवेट होने की, डिमोटिवेट होने की जरूरत नहीं है. ठीक है. आशी, थैंक यू सो मच. लवली मीटिंग यू आशी, लवली मीटिंग यू. थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच. सो सी यू सून. मेरी मंडे को मैराथन क्लास है, तो कृपया करके आ जाना भाई, क्योंकि मस्ती चलेगी, फुल ऑन स्माइल चलेगा. एंड ऑलवेज पॉलिटी कब में खत्म हो जाएगी आपको पता भी नहीं लगेगा, विच इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर ऑल द एग्जामिनेशन. मैं आ जाऊंगा सर वहां भी. अरे तुम तो हर जगह आओगे भाई, सही था पेपर सर. थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू सो मच. So see you soon. See you on Monday. That is tomorrow at 1 p.m. So let's catch it and let's roll tomorrow. Till then, take care. Off from my side, and let me call the ma'am who will. करंट अफेयर्स भी तो बाकी हैं गुरु. अभी करंट भी तो लगा होगा था ना एग्जाम में, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग लेट नॉट वेस्ट योर टाइम. सो लेट मी कॉल द मैम जो आगे प्रोसीड करेंगी करंट अफेयर्स सेशन के साथ, कि करंट अफेयर्स से कितने क्वेश्चन आए और कौन कौन से आंसर बिल्कुल सही है. सो लेट मी कॉल द एक्सपीरियंस फैकल्टी, द वन एंड ओनली. इनका नाम भी अगर मैं ना बताऊं तो आप लोग पहचान जाओगे. प्लीज मैम.
Okay, thank you so much, Vikas sir. Okay, so I have this.
Let me help you, ma'am.
Okay, so hello everyone. How are you guys? And hope I'm not going to ask first that how the paper was, because I understand that you would have done good. And so let's discuss the current affair paper today. And one thing I want to mention, that however the paper has gone, if I'll match the current affair, because I have seen the good number of questions come from the current affair, and the section that was very tough. Current affair section was tough. So let me clear it first, that however the paper has gone, no need to panic, because the question, the result is going to come from synergizing the whole paper, not from any particular section or any particular question. Okay, so let's discuss the question that come. Okay, so question number 1 is there. On November 21-24, the Assam government officially renamed the Karimganj district as the Sri Bhumi, along with its headquarter town in Karimganj, which will now be called the Sri Bhumi town. The new name was inspired by the Rabindranath Tagore description of the area over a century ago as Sri Bhumi. As per the Kabir Guru Tagore's, the description, the word Sri Bhumi is referred to as. Okay, so this is a very long description. Already everything has given, that I'll explain to you. Okay, so thank you so much, sir. Okay, so already everything has given. So the thing is there, on November 21, 2024, what happened? The Karimganj district of Assam, the Karimganj district of Assam, Karimganj district of Assam was officially renamed as and giving the honor to the Rabindranath, and it was called what called the land of Mahalakshmi, land of Mahalakshmi. Okay, so it was a great honor. And most important thing, guys, I have seen that most of the question it has been asked from where, from the Assam, Assam, yeah, I mean local to the Assam. Okay, so this was one question. And coming to the next question, what is there? The Assam government's decision to officially recognize Bothoism in the Bodoland territorial region primarily aims to. Okay, so what is the answer? Okay, so basically you just come to know it was an initiative just to focus and just to preserve the cultural and traditional religion of the tribes in that Assam area. And one thing is there, that was Bothoism. It was also a part. Okay, so here what would be its answer? Its answer would be preserve and acknowledge the traditional faith of the Bodo community. See, I have seen that Assam government especially will see they are focusing too much on their people, their tribes, their their well-being, for their welfare they are focusing. So this is very good initiative. Okay, now coming to the next question, if I'll see that on February 2025, Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the largest Jhumar event in the history, celebrating the 200th anniversary of the Assam tea industry. See, I have given so many PCS. I just have written 5 mains in the PCS exams, including that BPSC and UP PCS. But I never have seen this type of long questions in the PCS examination. Especially, they are explaining the whole thing. It is like a comprehension, that explaining the whole thing and then giving the question. Okay, so this is the perspective of 2 things. First thing, that they are one negative side is there and one positive side is there. Positive side is there that if you have read any time, or if you know anything, by reading the explanation, at least you can correlate what were the answer. So this is a positive aspect. And coming to the second aspect, that is negative aspect, that if they are giving this much explanation, it is like a comprehension. It is like a comprehension, and it will take the extra time, or it will would be the wastage of time, especially in the examination when there is a scarcity of time. Okay, so there are both the perspective. And already till now we have seen the 3 questions, and in all the 3 questions there were a huge statement and very lengthy statements. Okay, no issue, but given so we have to so consider the following statements. First is the tea garden community migrated from central India in the 19th century to work in the tea gardens of the Assam. Tea gardens of the Assam. So so what is the, here it is asking which of the above statement is not correct. Here they are asking not correct. Okay, so this statement is correct. Okay, this is correct. Jhumar dance originates from the southern ethnology group of the Chota Nagpur region. This is very deep going questions here. Means if I would be there, definitely I would have skipped these 2-3 questions. This is very lengthy and deep going. Okay, so this is also the correct statement. Okay, now the third statement comes: the songs sung during the Jhumar performance often depicts the struggle of the tea plantation workers. They narrate stories of the migration and exploitation, depicting the community's socio-economic challenge. Okay, so this is very true. See, if I'm not from there and I'm not the local guy, it would be difficult for me. But this type of questions sometimes becomes very easy for the local guys. Okay, so at least Jhumar Award, we all know that it is a kind of a festival, or the initiative, or the thing that welcomes the monsoon season and says how much the productivity that is being have from the agriculture. Okay, so this statement is also true. Now the fourth statement is Jhumar dance plays a vital role in the tea garden festivals, particularly during the Tushu Puja and Karma Puja, which celebrates the harvest time. Okay, so already we have discussed about this. This is true. Okay, so this is true. So here all the options are correct. So here it is asking not correct. So answer would be D, none of the above, because all the statements are correct. Fine. Okay. Now coming to the next question, what is saying here? That which of the following statement about Kaziranga National Park is incorrect? Okay. So first is it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Yeah, this is true, very true. Here we are, first see, you need to understand, you need to highlight that whether it is asking the correct one or the incorrect one. So it is asking the incorrect one. So first statement is correct. It is under the UNESCO World Heritage Site. That's true. Now the second statement comes, it is the home to the highest population of one-horned rhinoceros in the world. That is also true. Now, it comes that it was declared a tiger reserve in 2003, which is not true, because it is declared the tiger reserve in 2006, not in 2003. So statement C would be your incorrect answer. Okay, that would be incorrect. Let's see the fourth options also, because already we have eliminated the answer, but still we'll see what is there, what is it saying. It is situated on the bank of the Brahmaputra river and lies between the Brahmaputra river and the Karbi Hills. That is also true. So your answer would be C. Okay. Now jumping to the next question, what is saying here? In February 2025, a significant conservation milestone was achieved in Assam concerning the greater adjournment stock. Which of the following best describes this achievement? Okay, so let's see the statement. What is it saying? First statement is the species was declared extinct in the wild. The state was declared extinct in the wild. Okay, so it is not describing any thing that is being valuable to the, or that is relatable to this question. Okay. Second is the stork population increased from 450 to over 18,000 birds. Yes, this is relatable, and this 450 population was there in the 2007. 2007 it was 450, and then up to 2023, 2023 it was 1800 words. Okay, fine. So your answer would be B. Let's see the next statements also. A new sanctuary exclusively for the stork was established. No, this doesn't mean anything. Then the species was removed from the endangered list. This also doesn't mean, because this is not true. Okay, so your answer would be B. Jumping to the next question, what is it saying? That in the early 2025, a rare marble cat was spotted in which national park of Assam? This question is viable to the Assam PCS exam, and I also like this because this is matching the level of the PCS examination. Okay, fine, thank you. So here the answer would be Dehing Patkai National Park. Dehing Patkai National Park. Here the marbled cat is spotted, and that is spotted from with the help of camera. It came in the trap of camera. Okay, so let's write here, it came in the trap of camera. Fine. So your answer is A. Now next question is there. Okay, so next question is there. In the early 2025, concerns arose regarding the declining pungency of the Bhoot Jokotia chili in Assam. What was identified as the primary cause of it? Okay, इसके जो what is the primary cause of it? It is asking here. Okay, so first is there कि after climate change affecting the soil temperature. No, this is not true. This is not true already, because we have know about the that topography of the Assam. Then you could realize that this is the not even if you don't know about the answer of this question, something if you know about the Assam, if you know about the topography of the Assam, if you know about the climate of the Assam, you can guess some things, and by guessing these, by presuming these, you can eliminate this option. Then next question comes, the overuse of fertilizer altering. overuse of fertilizer altering. See this question. This is signifies, this is synergized with the question that they are asking, that concerning arose regarding the decline pungency of the Bhut Jocolia chili. Okay, so there is the pungency in the chili which is gradually getting decline. Okay, so what is the cause they are giving for this? That overuse of fertilizers altering. Overuse of fertilizers altering. This is the reason they are giving here. Okay, so answer would be B. Now coming to the next question, what is it saying? That the Soliga tribe inhabits the Rangaswamy Temple Tiger Reserve in Karnataka. Their relationship with the tiger population is very important to conservation efforts. Consider the following statement in the connection with the Soliga tribe. Okay, Soliga tribe, definitely I don't know about this tribe. I was not knowing about this tribe. I have not even heard about this tribe, because see what have I seen in the question, not only in current affairs section, even in Assam specific questions, they are going very in depth, and so many questions, even out of 100 I have seen so many questions has been asked from the Assam and the local Assam things. Okay, so this Soliga tribe, if I'll ask about this is from the national current affair, and it is about the Karnataka. So here first statement is the name Soliga means children of bamboo. Children of bamboo. Is it true? Yes, it is true. Then the Soligas worship tigers as sacred beings. They refer to the tiger as Dodonai and maintain a temple. So this statement is also true. Now coming to the third statement, the Soligas were the first tribal community to have their forest right. This is very good and appreciating point. Forest right recognized within a tiger reserve. Okay, so this is also true. Now coming to the last statement, that the Soliga tribe is confined to the state of Karnataka alone. So this statement is wrong, and here what would be? Here it would be that it has not only spread in the Karnataka, rather it is also spread in the state of Tamil Nadu. State of Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this statement would be wrong. Okay, so three statements are right and last one is wrong. Here what is asking? Not correct. Here not correct. So only fourth statement is there which is not correct. So answer would be C. Correct? Answer would be C. Answer would be C. Okay, fine. Next question is there. India plans to issue sovereign green bonds to raise money from the green infrastructure projects. Consider the following statement about India's sovereign green bonds. So first statement is there, the funds raised will be used to finance public projects that lower the economy's carbon intensity. Okay. Sir, OP Tiger Reserve 27. Okay, very good. Okay. So fine. Now statement is there. What is asking here? It is asking the correct one. So first statement we will talk. This statement is correct. Then we'll come to the second statement, that India issued a first sovereign green bond in 2023. So is it right? Is it right or wrong? So this option is also the right option, that India has issued the green bond in 2023. This is right. Next, coming to the question, that green bond are part of India's strategy to achieve the net zero emission by 2017. So of course, if you are not knowing this, you are not preparing for the civil services examination, because this is the point which has been aroused from the Panchamrit. If you would have known about the Panchamrit, that Panchamrit where that in COP26, which was held in, where is it held? So it was held in Glasgow. So in COP26, in COP26, Modi has gone there, our Prime Minister Modi has gone there, and he took the oath for the 5 points that was named as the Panchamrit. And in that Panchamrit, one point was there that the India issued the first sovereign green bond. No, so it was the green bonds are a part of India's strategy to achieve the net zero emission and keeping the target to achieve the net zero by 2070 was the one point of that Panchamrit. Fine. Okay, next coming to the only private investors can subscribe to green bond. Only private investors can subscribe to green bond. Okay, so this statement is also not true. Yes, this statement is not true, not true. Okay, so here it is asking the correct one. So only 1, 2 and 3 is correct and the fourth one is incorrect option. Okay, fine. Okay, somebody is telling कि बहुत बुरा गया है paper. So no need to worry. See, if you have not prepared and if you have came after giving the examination, there is nothing in your hand. So if you are taking the tension, no, yeah, please don't take, because you cannot do anything. First thing, and second thing, don't worry for that. If some questions are wrong, don't worry for that, because result is going to come by synergizing the whole paper. Okay, so if you are thinking that result will not come, but might it would also come. Okay, so need not to worry. And if there are so many mistakes, prepare for the next time, because nothing is in your hand. Okay, so coming to the next question, what is it saying? The National One Health Mission, a recently launched initiative in India aimed at strengthening the country's response to disease and promoting a holistic approach to the public health. Okay, consider the following statement about the India's One Health Mission. Okay, so what is it saying about One Health Mission? Let's see here. One Health Mission integrates human, animal and environmental health under single framework. Okay, under single framework. So is it true? Is it true? Is it true? Here it is asking the correct one. Okay, here it is asking the correct one. So here One Health Mission, of course, it is integrating the three things: the human, the animal and the environment, because they are considering that animal is related to human and both animal and human are related or dependent to the environment. So here they are integrating these three things, and then they will consider the One Health Mission that would be run like an umbrella project. Okay, fine. Next statement is there: the initiative is funded entirely by the governments of the India without any international collaboration. So is it right? Is it right? No, this statement is the incorrect statement, because it is not, it is correlating not only the government, but so many institutions are there, like apart from government, ICMR is there, Indian Council of Medical Research, and 1-2 other international organizations are also involved there. So this is the incorrect option. Okay. Next, coming to the statement, the mission aims to track zoonotic disease like Nipah and avian influenza. Okay, so here if I'll talk that this is the initiative which is covering the very umbrella or large initiative, very large broad bandwidth is there of this initiative. So this is not only covering these two diseases like Nipah and avian influenza, rather it is covering the whole disease, and it is focusing on the public diseases. Okay, so this two will also come in the examination, but also I want to mention here that if you are aspirant, you can do the mistake here, because here they are not using the word also. They are not using the word also and given only two diseases. So if we have read, so we will understand that this is the umbrella term and so many diseases are coming here, like it is in the benefit of public welfare, which will consider to all the diseases, but they have mentioned only two diseases. So there is high chance that we will do the mistakes, but here we can go with this, that these diseases will also come under this. Okay, so we'll consider this statement true. Also I am mentioning there is high chance to make it incorrect, but we'll consider it right. Okay, Apart from this, if you see, India is the first country in the Asia to adopt the One Health approach. Okay. So this is not the first country. India is not the first country. If you see in the Asia, other South Asian countries has also done this already. Like if you talk about the Nepal has even initiated this One Health project. Apart from this, if I'll talk about the Singapore has also like initiated this project. So there are already so many nations in the Asia which have already worked on these projects. Okay, so this is not the first time. This would be incorrect. Okay, so here we are talking about the correct option. So correct option would be A, answer 1 and 3. Fine, answer 1 and 3. Okay, now next question is there. Consider the following statements regarding the It Right Station certificate. Okay, so first you need to understand the It Right. What is It Right certification? Okay, so It Right certification is basically an initiative which is focusing on making the food like the lifestyle of the people who is consuming the healthy food and sustainable food, so that the life expectancy of the people will raise accordingly. Okay, so here statement 1 is there that it is an initiative by the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, which is true. Yes, it is started by the FSI. Yes, so this statement is true. Second thing is there, as of February 2025, 150 railway stations and 6 metro stations have received the certification. So this is also true. There were some confusions, some like data mismanagement according to the year, like what were the data in 2024, what were the data in 2025. But after considering this all, we came to the conclusion that no, this data is correct, and we will consider this statement also as true. Okay, so both the statement as true. Here what is asking, we are asked question is asking the correct option. So both 1 and 2, answer would be C. Okay, answer would be C. Here A and C is mentioned because there was some confusion, but after that clarification we came to the conclusion that here it would be C. Okay, it would be C. Fine. Okay, coming to the next question, what is there? Okay, Viksit Bharat 2047 initiative is the government of India's visionary roadmap to transform the nation into a developed country by 2047, making it the centenary of this independence. Consider the following 4 keys. See how long question they are giving, man. How long questions? Like it seems somewhat that we are reading the comprehension. We are in the paper of CSAT, IS, and we are reading the comprehension just to solve the question which is given in the downward. Okay. So first objective is there. Objectives are mentioned here. So statement 1 or objective 1 is there that elevate India to become the world's 3rd largest economy with the next 5 years, aiming to the $100 trillion economy by 2047. So is it right? Is it right? No, this statement is incorrect. Why? Because here they have not mentioned for the $100 trillion, rather here it was the $30 trillion which was mentioned or which is aimed for the Viksit Bharat 2047. Okay, so this is the objective and this one is incorrect. Okay, now next question is there that empower youth, women, the underprivileged and the farmers, recognizing them as pivotal contributions to the national development. So this statement is true. See, some things are there now. After the Modi government comes, something what have I analyzed, that few things are there which even if you don't know, you can imagine, you can anticipate, you can just correlate the thing, make it relatable, that what would be the answer. See, second statement is there. I think this is the statement which is very simplified and you need not to remember that whether it is right or wrong. This is the statement that you can guess that Modi government is there. So Modi always talk on these things, that he talks very like very balanced, not in very upper manner and not in very lower manner. So these are the balanced word, women's, farmers, agriculture. These are the very balanced word he always uses. Okay, so take it at Ramban and that would be correct. Fine. Next, coming to the point number 3, implement strategies to address climate change and promote sustainable practices. So this statement is also true. This is also very lemon sentence and relatable. You can easily just guess it. Okay. Third thing is there, enhance administrative efficiency and transparency to ensure the effective public service delivery. Yeah, of course, yeah, that would be. Okay, so this is also true. So only one statement is there which is wrong, because it was mentioning the $100 trillion which is aimed to be $30 trillion. So that would be wrong. So answer would be A, only one, because only first statement is incorrect. Fine. Coming to the next question. Next question is there. Authors Arup Kumar Datta, Arup Jyoti Saika and the Samrat Chaudhary have common theme in their writings. Okay, so what is they asking? That they are acclaimed writers on the Brahmaputra. Okay, second statement is there. They have written on Assam's social history. Okay. Third statement is there. They have written the tea and the tea plantation history. Very good. They have writing on the Assam's geography. See, what do I tell? I have seen the question paper of even this year and the previous year of question of UPSC, and I can bet you that this question is matching the level, not matching the level, even over-crossing the level of the UPSC pattern. See, this type of questions once I have seen in, if you see the paper of the 2018 UPSC 2018 paper, there was a question that there was 4 statements. Like one statement was there about the nationalization of the bank. One statement was about the liberation of the Goa. Okay, one statement was there about the independence of the Sikkim, and one more statement was there about like nationalization of banks and all. So these 4 points were given, and they were saying that arrange it according to the chronology. So this question I understood that was tough, but when I am seeing this question, these questions all like it was overcrossing to me that yeah, I cannot do this here. I cannot do this. Is like going level up. Okay, so here which of the above statement is correct? They are asking about the correct option. Okay, so which option is correct? So if I have seen that acclaim the writers on the Brahmaputra, I don't know, but yes, after seeing the paper I have read and I came here to explain you. So there I came to know that this one is true. Then they have written on Assam's social history. Yes, this is also true. They have written the tea and tea plantation history. True. And they have written on the Assam geography. That one is also true. So all the statements are true, and the answer would be all are correct, because here it is asking the correct one. Fine. See, many things are there which is going up to my mind also. So that could have with you also. So no need to worry, guys. Which of the following statement about the Paralympic Games is not correct? Okay, so this is the actual type of question which comes in the current affair. This one is true. Fine. Option is there. The medals tally of the India was the highest so far in any Paralympic event, with a total of 29 medals in the Paris 2024. Okay, so is it true? Is it true? Yes, it is true. It is true. Second statement asks that India made its first appearance in the Paralympic event in the year 1968. In the year 1968. So what do you say about it? So this statement is also true. Third statement is there. The first Paralympic event was held in the year 1968. Okay, so this is not true. It was not held in 1968. Rather, it was held in 1968. Where then it held in Rome. It held in Rome, Italy. Rome, Italy. Okay, so this is the answer. So this statement is incorrect. C. Now also see the already we have came to the answer, but still see the fourth one statement that Paralympic motto is spirit in the motion. Okay, spirit in the motion. So this is also true. So answer would be C, because what is asking here it is asking the not correct one. Okay, fine. So answer would be C. Okay, coming to the next question, what is it saying? That what is the recent India-US Trust initiative related to? What is it initiative related to? Okay, so let's see. First, see what is its full form. If I'll ask about the trust. what is this initiative and what does it mean? So let's know it full form first. So transforming the relationship utilizing transforming the relationship utilizing what? Utilizing the strategic technology. Okay, so this is the full form. Okay, so sometimes what happens in the exam that they ask about the full form also, so we need to understand also. And most important thing is there, if something is there like this, if you are knowing the full form, you will at least guess the question what is asking there. So this is the question they are asking about the trust which is held between the India and US. Okay, so coming to the point, what is asking here, it is a bilateral initiative for mutual cooperation in the recovery and processing of critical minerals. Okay, so this is the answer, that they are talking about the critical minerals, that the exploration of the critical minerals or the construction of the critical minerals would be there with the use of the technology, and for that India would cooperate or coordinate with the US. Okay, so this is the India-US Trust Initiative. Okay, so answer A would be the correct option. Now, next option is there. Who among the following is not a Bharat Ratna awardee of the year? Okay, so L.K. Advani is there, who is awarded Bharat Ratna. Fine. Then it comes the M.S. Swaminathan. See, although M.S. Swaminathan, he was given like award in 1987, and he is the person like of so many years, so many decades even. But now in the Feb 23, 2024, he was given 23 or most probably 25. He was given that prize, Nobel Prize. So he has also given recently in this year only. Now then. Karpuri Thakur is there. He is also awarded with the Bharat Ratna award. So he is also there. Now this option C is there. Padma Subranarayan. So not only this year, even he has not given any award like Bharat Ratna. So option C is there. Option C would be the incorrect option. And here we are asking to that who is not given a Bharat Ratna award. So option C, Padma Subramaniam would be there. Fine. Coming to the next question, what is asking that in which of the following areas the first pig schools of the India are to be started to enhance the technical know-how and biosecurity about the pig farming in the partnership with Denmark. Okay, so this is about the Bodo territorial region. See, when it comes to state PCS, some questions are there that you can guess. Okay, see, here we are giving the PCS talking about the question of the Assam PCS. So even seeing the questions, you can guess that Bodoland is are there in so many news, and this one becomes the important for the examination. So that question that is being asked is relatable to this option, that is Bodoland, a territorial region. Fine. Answer would be A. Now coming to the next question, what is there, that match the following prime ministers with the biographies autographic on them. Okay, so this is very good question. Okay, so first option is there about the Narasimha Rao. Okay, it is asking about the Narasimha Rao. So we'll see the Narasimha Rao has written which book. So they have, if I'll see, they have written The Man Who Remade India. The Man Who Remade India, because there are so many changes, so many things that has happened in the time period of the Narasimha Kal and Narasimha Rao, and most probably that liberalization, privatization, globalization that was being held in 1991 and 1992, that is also happened on their duration, their time also. Okay, so second thing is there I.K. Gujral. Okay, so which is the biography written about him. So if I'll talk, so there would be the matters of discretion. Matter of discretion is the biography or autobiography about the I.K. Gujral. Then third thing, it comes the Manmohan Singh. So Manmohan Singh, if I'll talk that accidental prime minister, I think if I'm not confirmed, but I think there was any movie also regarding this, that accidental prime minister, or else it was in discussion that some movie will come like this. Okay, so that is very relatable and easily understandable. Next thing is the Modi, Narendra Modi. So the paradoxical prime minister. Okay, the paradoxical prime minister. So this is also very interesting to know and learn. Okay, fine. So here, according to this like matching, if we'll see what would be our answer, so our answer would be D, A ka 3, B 2, C 1 and D 4. D would be our correct answer. Okay. Next, coming to the question that match the following books with the names. Okay, India Against Itself, Assam and the Politics of Nationality. So this book is written by whom? If I talk about this book is written by whom? So this is written by the Sanjeev Baroj. It will match to the option number 2. Next it comes the Burden of History, Assam and the Partition, Unresolved Issues. So it will match to the one like Udayon Mishra. Writing on the Wall, Reflection on the Northeast, it will go to the Sanjay Hajarika. And the last one, Confronting the State, Ulfaj Quest for Sovereignty, it will go to the Nani Gopal Mahatma. Okay, so these are the options that will match accordingly that has been asked in the question. Fine. According to this match, if you see what would be our correct answer, so answer would be correct. A is related to 2, B is related to 1, C is related to 4 and D is related to 3. So answer would be A. Fine. Coming to the next question, what is being asked here, that which of the following is not published by the UNDP? Not, see they are asking not published. Okay. So there are so many lists. I think I'm not confirmed this right, or 8 or 16 lists are there which is being asked published by the UNDP. So out of these, among which is not published by the UNDP that they are asking, so here it would be like that Global Multidimensional Poverty Index. This one is not published by the UNDP. Okay. Answer would be sorry. Coming to the question that Global Hunger Index is not published by the UNDP. Okay, the rest 3, that Human Development Index, Gender Inequality Index, and the Global Multidimensional Poverty Index. These all 3 are published by the UNDP. Fine. The next question here is there that the government of Assam has introduced various schemes to help the poor, livelihood and self-employment. Match the following schemes with their provisions. Okay, so first scheme is there, Arundoi scheme. Okay, so Arundoi scheme is matching to, if I'll see, it is a major poverty alleviation program that provide the monthly financial assistance to poor households through direct benefit transfer. Arundoi, matlab they are raging, or coming out of what? Poverty. So here the government will provide some monthly financial assistance to the poor families, just they will come out of poverty. Okay, fine. Then second option is there, Assam Arogya Nidhi scheme. Assam Arogya Nidhi scheme, what is that? So Assam Arogya Nidhi is there that provides financial assistance for the treatment of the serious diseases and injuries, including those caused by the natural or man-made disasters, for families with an annual income of less than 5 lakh. So this is also very good and appreciable initiative. So this is matching to the Assam Arogya Nidhi scheme. Okay, Assam Arogya Nidhi scheme. Okay, treatment of serious diseases. And most importantly, it is including to those caused by the natural or unmanned disasters. Okay, so this was an interesting and beneficial and benefiting to the people or the citizen of the states. Fine. Next, coming to the question, Swahid Kausal Conver Sarab Janin Bridha Pension Achoni. Very big name, and not easy to remember and carry forward, but still scheme is there. And if scheme is there, I think that would be like convenient for the local people. For us this is not convenient, but still I'll try, I'll learn and I'll speak, no issue. Okay. So Sahid Kaur Sabjuddin Vriddha scheme is there. It is related to what? So pension scheme for senior citizens covering all eligible individuals in the state. So this would be the correct match. Now coming to the question, Kanaklata Mahila Sabalikaran Yojana. Kanaklata Mahila Sabalikaran Yojana, it is related to which, it is connecting to which. So this would be a flagship scheme under Assam State Rural Livelihood Mission, aiming to generate the sustainable livelihood for women in rural areas by forming self-help group. So it is relating to the self-help group. So you can see and you can understand that how much that some government is working and going in the in-depth. Approx it is working on every parameter, coming to the disaster, coming to the technology that they are launching the Assam Sat on, coming to the right to information, they are launching the AI anchors like AI anchor Ankita. So many things, and if you'll see that Assam is working in approx every dimension. So many things are there for you to write in the mains examination. Just collect these points, collect this government government initiative, government's schemes, and so many things are there to write in the mains exam. Okay, so this is good for you that they are launching so many things. Okay, not from the point of direct benefit transfer, but from the point of mains benefit transfer. Fine. Okay, jokes apart, coming to the next question. So if here they are asking to select the correct answer using the code given below, they are asking about the correct. So according to this, if I'll see, A would be the correct answer. A would be the correct answer. Okay. The next question is there. The criteria for identifying particularly vulnerable tribal groups, PVTs, are. Okay, so what is the criteria they are asking for? First one is there that pre-agriculture level of technology. Fine. If they are particularly vulnerable tribe, they would be completely culminated or eliminated from that technology thing. They would be their lifestyle and their approaches would be completely on the traditional things. Okay, so that would be true. Next, they are asking that low level of literacy. Of course, if they are supposed to come in the PVTs, or they are acclaiming themselves that I will come in the particularly vulnerable tribe, but of course they are vulnerable, so they are illiterate. If they are literate, they are not vulnerable. If somebody is literate, they can understand, they can explore the life, they can earn, they can go anywhere, so they are not vulnerable. Vulnerable means they don't have literacy. Okay, so this is also true. Don't have literacy, or you can say they are the people with very low literacy. Fine. Next one is there, economy backwardness. Of course, they would be backward with the point of economic things. They would not have all the resources for their use. They would not have all the resources for their growth and for their development and the development of their next generation. So they will come in PVTZ. Then a declining or a stagnant population. Fine, because life is spreading, world is spreading, India is spreading, everywhere population is growing. But what about the PVTs? They just limit themselves, they just limit in particularly a specific area, and for that point of view, they are also limiting themselves in when it comes to the population size or the population development. So this point will also fit to the concern or the criteria of particular vulnerable tribe. Fine. So all the options here are correct, and what is asking here that the correct answer, so answer would be D, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, answer would be D. Now the next question comes, the who among the following won the golden bat in the ICICI Champions Trophy 2025. This is not 7, this is I think mistakenly written here. So answer is Rachin Ravindra, who has got the award of Golden Bat, and he is from New Zealand. If I talk about him, he is from New Zealand. Fine, he is from New Zealand. Okay. coming to the next question, if it is there. Okay, there is no any questions and thing has been over. So thank you so much guys, and this was all about the current affair. So many questions that has been asked from the current affairs section. That was tough, of course. I admit it, that was tough, but also that was not true tough. That if you would have studied honestly, at least you could have done that. I think there was 90 or 20 questions were there. So if you have read honestly, definitely you could have done that 14-15 questions. Okay, so that was all about, and no need to worry however the exam has gone, because now nothing is there in your hand. So be calm, be cool, and if there is certainty, just wait for the result, and if there is not certainty, just prepare for the next time and be cool guys. Okay, so thank you so much guys, and now I am going to ask that when sir is there, he will come to here and he will just discuss with you that history section, and okay, and just we have done, he will also explain the things. Okay, so sir, please welcome.
Ma'am, थोड़ा सा help चाहिए.
That history.
Echo and then history.
Okay, it was here, I think, economics PPT. Fine.
Echo, yes.
Okay. Slides.
नीचे कंप्यूटर. And the next case.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir, and handing it over to you. Just discuss the next questions.
Thank you so
so
much,
much. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm Shubhashish, and I will be taking your eco and history analysis. Okay, so we are left with eco and history, so that I'll be doing. And right now I'll be focusing on the eco section. Fine, so we'll be covering the eco part. Okay, good evening, everyone. Okay, so the first question, we are doing set A. So the first question that I have right now is associated with tariffs. And there was a lot of news concerning tariffs in the recent times because of Donald Trump. Okay, so which of the following statements describes tariffs in the context of international trade? Okay, so in the context of international trade. Okay, so tariffs, we know, are taxes, imposed by countries so as to protect their domestic markets. So for that purpose, tariffs are there. And tariffs are normally imposed on imports when something is coming from an outside country to your country. So imports on imports, right? So the first option is, it is a tax on imports into a country. But there are examples of tariffs being imposed on exports as well. So this statement is wrong. Option A is wrong. Fine, so option A is wrong. It is in fact a tax imposed by a country on goods crossing its borders, right? So it can be for imports, and it normally is for imports. Something is coming. For example, when we want to buy a phone, mobile phone, iPhone, right? It is so expensive. So from US to India, right? From US to India. So the phone is very expensive, right? Because we want to protect our domestic manufacturing. But sometimes the exports sometimes the exports are also to stabilize the market, to stabilize the supply system. For example, raw materials, agriculture products, like for recent times there were restrictions on export of rice and wheat. So in such scenarios, there are tariffs or restrictions on even exporting. Now, while doing this, of course, we were researching, and there was an example of minimum export price. Now, minimum export price will not come under the category of tariffs, right? Because tariff is a tax being imposed and being appropriated. Okay, fine. So the answer for the question number 13 is B, not A, it is B. Just excuse me for a moment, right? I'm having some trouble over here. How did your paper go otherwise? सर मेरे को थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है ऑपरेट करने में, देख लेने पर स्क्रीन पे और फंसा पड़ा हूँ मैं थोड़ा सा, मेरे से वो लिखा नहीं जा रहा, कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है। कोई भी सर, कोई भी नहीं है अभी यहाँ पे, मुझे कुछ नहीं पता सर, ऊपर देख लो। ठीक है लास्ट वाला है सर। अच्छा ठीक है, अब क्या करना होता है? Okay, so this question is clear. Now let's move to the next question. Right, we move to the next question. Okay, what is meant by the repo rate? Right, so we are coming on to the next question. What is meant by the repo rate? Okay, it is the rate of interest at which commercial banks offer loans. No, in fact, what we have studied about repo rates is the rate at which RBI lends money to the banks for its short-term needs, right? For its short-term needs. So option number, okay, let's see the options. It is the percentage of total deposits of commercial banks that is kept in cash. Total deposits of commercial banks that is kept in cash, right? CRR basically. But that, if it was mentioned, if it is with the RBI. Now let's move to the third question, a third statement. C, rate of interest at which commercial banks borrow money from the RBI for short-term needs, right? So this is the answer, right? So your answer is C, rate at which commercial banks lend money. No, that is not the thing, right? So for your this one, 14th question, it is option number C. Okay, now let's move to the next question, right? Let's move to the next question over here. Okay, so question number 35. Question number 35 is fairly a factual question, right? It is a factual question over here and more of a current affairs kind of a question, right? So for this, the option is B. So we have Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Assam, right? So we have Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Assam. So your option number B is the answer, right? So B over here is the answer. Okay, now coming to question number 60, which to me is easy because it can be done with the common sense, right? If we have some basic idea, we'll be able to do it. Okay. So this is a question about sustainable development goals, which is basically an UN initiative of the United Nations about how the world is going to progress from 2015 to 2030. Prior to this, we had the Millennium Development Goals, MDG. So after that, post 2015, we have Sustainable Development Goals, right? We have Sustainable Development Goals. Okay. So over here, basically, all the statements are correct, right? SDGs, also known as Global Goals, were adopted by the UN in 2015, right? Adopted in 2015. It was a universal call to action to end poverty and protect the planet. Sustainable, right? Sustainable is associated with protecting the planet and ensure that by 2030, all people enjoy peace and prosperity. Right? This is what I told you, 2015 to 2030. There are 17 sustainable development goals in all. There are 17 goals. Okay? They recognize that action in one area will affect the outcomes in other and must balance social, economic, and environmental stability. Right? Environmental sustainability. And it is designed to end poverty, hunger, and AIDS. AIDS is also mentioned. AIDS has to be covered. Okay. So goal number 3.3 is AIDS. Okay. So this was question number 60. Now we move to 61. Again, a fairly factual question. Right. So fairly factual question. It is about various economists, very famous, prominent economists, and the works associated with them. Right? And the works associated with them. Okay. So very important, and you must have some idea about what is covered from the mains perspective also. For prelims, now you know, of course, but some basic idea you should have when it comes to the theme of economics development, right? Growth versus development debate when we are covering that. Okay. So first we have, you just have to match with the answers, right? So first we have Amartya Sen. Amartya Sen, who has written Development and Freedom, right? So development as freedom. Okay. Then we have Abhijit Banerjee, again a Nobel Prize winner, Abhijit Banerjee. So he has written poor economics, right? So he's associated with poor economics. Then we have Jeffrey D. Sachs. So he has written The End of Poverty. And the last one is The World is Flat, right? So your answer over here is B, right? So this is your answer, 4312. So that is the answer over here. Do let me know if you have any queries or any concerns that you would want to put up, right? So you can just ask me. I'm looking at the chat box over here. So if there is anything, do let me know. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Question number 67. Which of the following is a graphical representation of income distribution used to calculate the Gini coefficient? Right? Gini coefficient. This is the very first thing that you cover in your economics class. Right? In the economics class, you cover the Gini coefficient. So this is about inequality. Right? It is about inequality. Okay, so about inequality over here. And so Gini coefficient has comes by calculating from the Lorentz curve, right? So Lorentz curve, from there we get an idea. Okay. Now Gini coefficient has values from 0 to 1, right? 0 to 1. So 0 represents perfect equality and 1 represents perfect inequality. Okay, so that's it. And Pareto chart. Pareto chart is about, this is what I actually advise all students also. And it's a basic thing that I keep in mind even at a personal level and for students, for you all also, that 80% of our problems can be solved by focusing on 20% of the issues. Right? So Pareto chart basically tells us that 80% of our problems can be solved by focusing only on 20% of the issues. So if we can do the basics right, if we can do the basics right, we will be able to do better than the rest of most of the others. Right? So Pareto chart. Okay. Income consumption curve is not associated with the Gini coefficient. Last, Kuznets curve. Right? Kuznets curve is basically telling us about the rate of growth with respect to the rate of industrialization, the developmental profile of the country, how developed that is, how industrialized it is, and how the economy grows. So in the initial stage, the growth rate is very fast, then it peaks, and then it stops falling. You can look at the chart for, let's say, Afghanistan, very, very high growth rate. Now Taliban is there, but otherwise very fast growth rate because your base here is 0 or in the negative. So from there you're moving up, right? And then you compare, let's say, India, right? We are reaching the top, and then you compare with a developed country like US, right? So the growth rate is almost plateaued, right? It is actually starting to fall down. Japan, it is starting to fall down, right? So that is the Kuznets curve. Okay, let's move forward. Which of the following is not a fiscal stimulus? Let me know what you have answered over here with this question. Which of the following is not a fiscal instrument? Fiscal instrument. What is a fiscal instrument? There are basically two instruments in economics, fiscal and monetary. Fiscal is what the government is doing. Fiscal is government's expenditure, government's revenue, that is the fiscal. While monetary is what the RBI is doing, right? So GST, it is a tax the government is imposing. So it's a fiscal instrument. Income tax, it is a tax. It's a fiscal instrument. Subsidy is the money that the government is spending. So fiscal. So the only one left is cash reserve ratio, which is part of the monetary policy or the monetary instrument. Clear? Okay. Now, which of the following conducts the annual survey of industries? Yes. Question number 69. Right? Annual survey of industries. Will RBI do it? No. Department of Economic Affairs? Maybe. Labor Bureau? Not really. It is more interested into the labor welfare. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, the most likely option, and yes, this is the answer, right? Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation is responsible for annual survey of industries, right? So let's mark this D. This is the answer. Okay, again a concept. This is a conceptual question. Right? So question number 70, an increase in tax to GDP ratio of a country. An increase in tax to GDP ratio of a country indicates which of the following? Fiscal ability, larger fiscal ability, or and whatever. Equitable distribution of income. Tax to GDP ratio, which Oh, acha. Let's wait for the final this thing to come, right? Let's wait. देखते हैं क्या होता है. ठीक है. And focus on what mistakes have been committed and how you can improve. Right, how you can improve on that. So you can look at this as a learning curve. A lot of things can be done even now, right? You can, maybe your mains preparation would not have been good. You can start focusing on your mains, and then from there on, you can build on already what you have covered and move ahead. Many students make this mistake, including your sir over here, right? So you can actually build up on what you have already studied. Focus, continue your preparation as if you're giving the mains, if things don't go your way, right? So that can be done. And who knows, you'll be much better prepared than others next time around. Okay, okay. Okay, larger fiscal ability, right? So of course, the government is imposing more taxes, is able to collect more taxes. So it reflects government's greater fiscal ability. Higher tax base. Equitable distribution of income. How will tax to GDP ratio indicate the government's ability to spending? No. Tax to GDP is telling us how much money government is taking. While this statement over here is saying how much money is being spent and how well it is distributed. There is no way from this tax to GDP ratio we can identify this. So this is wrong. And this is conceptual, right? This is conceptual. It can be done. It can be done from the mind, right? Okay. You know, I can relate how you're feeling. It's pathetic. It's pathetic, actually. It's very bad. We have all gone through it. First attempt when I gave for my UPSC paper. First attempt I just gave like that, but first serious attempt that I gave for my UPSC paper, I started preparing in October and gave it my all, and I was feeling very sick, actually, very sick. And it took me some time to come out of it, right? It really took me some time to get out of that shock of not being able to clear the prelims. So I know how it feels, right? I can get that. And state PCS, it comes after a time. So, but you have to be strong, right? You have to be strong. You have to continue, right? You have to continue and focus on the way forward, right? Build on what you have already covered and use it to your advantage. That is what you can do. I get it. And really speaking, the paper was difficult. I was going through the obviously eco section and history section, conceptual eco, and the history section that is there. It was very debatable. We are in the hall. We are faculty sitting over here. You saw the entire faculty team, and we are discussing the paper. So we take a lot of time. You have to make these decisions in your exam, right? So let's see what happens. Who knows? A few questions here and there, and your score is much better. Let's see what happens. Okay. Yeah. Question number 79. Which organization department is the custodian of foreign exchange reserves in India? Custodian of foreign exchange reserves of India. Reserve Bank of India, right? Reserve Bank of India. So that is the custodian, that is the agency responsible to manage the flow of foreign currency, right? So it is their responsibility. Directorate General of Foreign Trade, it is responsible for trade, and yes, because of that, it is expected that we will get forex, foreign exchange. We will get that. Niti Aayog, nothing doing. No way, right? It is for the policy making of the government. Export-Import Bank, again, it is to facilitate the trade. So it is only the Reserve Bank of India which is the custodian of foreign exchange. Okay. Question number 80, right? Question number 80. Yeah, so 80 is a factual question. As per Niti Aayog's multi-dimensional poverty index, latest data, the percentage of population in Assam is classified as poor, right? What is the number? 14 to 47%. right? 14 to 47%. That's a very, very big number over here. So 14 to 47%. Okay, question number 81, right? 81. What are the main objectives of the Assam Millets Mission, right? Assam Millets Mission. Okay, so see, question, and it's obviously which is the correct option, right? So one is always there. So raise the nutrient quotient. It's a very general thing, right? Increase farmers' income. Of course, increasing farmer income is always the goal. Contribute to crop diversification. Yes, crop diversification is also a goal. I am from Punjab, of course you can make out, right? It is more relevant for Punjab actually. Assam is floodplains, natural floodplains are there. But anyhow, right, so contribute to crop diversification. And last is employment generation, right? So your answer over here is 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that is your answer over here. Okay. Now moving to question number 82, right? Which of the following is not a dimension of social progress index, right? Social progress index. So the answer for this is per capita income. Rest all of the above are the parameters of social progress index. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. Fine, question number 83, again a factual question. Okay, so in which year were the Assam plantations labor rules established? Okay, Assam plantations labor rules established. Let me verify this. There's something's wrong. Assam plantation labor rule. Okay, so it's 1956, right? So answer is 1956, right? 1956. Actually, while doing this analysis, somewhere on the internet I read 1951, but you know these days that AI thing is there, so I may have mistaken it for that. So it is 1956 only. Okay. Now coming to question number 84, which of the following is the purpose of Uday? Okay, which of the following is the purpose of Uday? Okay, you know, otherwise there is a scheme known as Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana for power sector, but this is about providing technical and financial assistance to startup entrepreneurs in the field of. Okay, so that's it. Sorry, again, bad. Okay, so it is about this only, providing for financial turnaround and revival of power distribution companies. Right, so D is the answer. Providing for financial turnaround and revival of power distribution companies. Simple. They are power generators like NTPC, etc. Those who are creating electricity, thermal power or hydel, whatever. Okay, power plants. Power plants distribute electricity. So they distribute electricity. So state electricity boards or even private sector for that matter. Discoms. So we call them distribution companies. And they are supplying electricity to the households, commercial sector, whatever. Now what has happened is because of the policies of the government, tariffs, etc., right? The discoms are facing losses, power theft, etc. The discoms are facing losses because the government, obviously the politics, it dictates that consumers should be happy. So the prices should be low. If the prices are low, people are happy, they will not complain, they will vote. So because of all that, distribution companies are reeling under losses. They are not making fresh investments, and that is why we face power cuts, etc. Right? So there are issues that are happening over here. Many a times there is surplus power over here, but Discoms do not have money to buy, procure and supply, and there is a huge debt burden across the country, across the states. There is a problem over here, right? So this is the answer for this thing. Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana. D stands for Discom. Now moving on to question number 85. Economist, so Nobel Prize winner in 2024 for economics. So we have economist Darren Acemoglu, Simon Johnson and James A. Robinson. So they won Nobel Prize in 2024. For 2025, it is not yet announced. It will be in December. So this is obviously, we are expected to go into this Nobel Prize winners. So this time it is economics that has been asked. In fact, I would advise you to go for to the previous 5 years in all the fields and study more about them. Even if they don't specifically mention Nobel Prize, but those technologies or other things that were there, they must have been in the news. That must have been some priority because of which Nobel Prize was given. And articles must have been written on the same subject. So it must have been part of the current affairs. So it's a strategy to minimize, to score well, basically, to improve our odds of scoring better in the GS paper. Okay, right. So this is about, this is for C, institutions, because it's about how the institutions function, how the political and the economic framework influences the functioning of the institutions. So this is what they talked about in their researches, right? So it is about institutions. Right, so we are on question number 85 now. Okay. So we're done with the economic section, right? We're done with the economic section. So to me, 80% was achievable, right? To some 80%. Guesswork was also doable. It was not very difficult. So if you haven't done well, practice this art of making guesses also. That is also an art, and making ability to be right on that front, right? So that is what you'll have to work on, right? It was not very bookish. It was not very bookish, a mix of current affairs and big common sense. We could have done these questions. Basic common sense. But you know what, during the day of exam, we have all suffered because of this. We are not able to think well, we don't sleep well, our responses are impaired on the day of exam. It is easy for me to say right now, right? It is easy for me to say now, but under pressure, under duress, we make mistakes. We have all made mistakes. Okay, so let's move forward and let's do the history part now. So discard. History. Yes. Question number 85. So question is 85. We are doing the history analysis now. Okay. Kumbh Mela, na? Kumbh Mela. Question number 15. Okay. Tricky question. Question number 15 was tricky. So this is a question about Kumbh Mela, right? Kumbh Mela, and people go for their holy dips. Okay? People go for their holy dips, and it's an important event which happens once in 12th. Every 12th year it happens. And last year it was the Mahakumbh Mela, which happened after 144 years. Okay, 144, 12 times. Right, so Mahakumbh Mela. So obviously this makes it very, very important. Right? Not necessarily that means it will come in the exam, but this time it has come. Okay. Now, what is the problem with this is, the problem with this question over here, which we discussed over here. Let's see, I'll show you. And you see your marks, for example, yes, Sanjay is saying, yes, GS 78, right? Steel is saying 53. GS Nick, So let's see what the team says about the analysis, right? Team says we found it difficult paper. Now I'll give you one example about this question, and the reason why I am always hold this with me question paper. Okay, so Kumbh Mela of India. Kumbh Mela, the oldest recorded religious festival of the world. Oldest recorded religious festival of the world. Fine, you getting the point what I'm trying to say. Oldest recorded from whose perspective? First of all, if you look at Rig Vedic period is 1500 BC, right? So 1500 BC onwards. And there was some festival or the other that happened before this period. But from an Indian perspective, it is the most ancient and the oldest period. So what is the interpretation of the people who are making the paper? What source have they referred to? So answer depends on that. Right. So that's a problem with this question over here. So let's mark question mark over here. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Next two statements are correct. 2 and 3 are correct. The earliest reference to Prayag and bathing pilgrim is found in the Rig Veda Prashishtha. Prashishtha, supplement to the Rig Veda. Honestly, I've never read this. I have never read this thing before. But yes, if I was giving the exam, I will, with full confidence, I will click this. I will take this. Right? With full confidence, I will take this. Next. The frequency of one Purna Kumbh Mela is every 12 years, coincides with the revolution of Jupiter around the sun. Yes, there is something about celestial, the stars, the arrangement of the stars, so that is right. So both the statements over here are correct. We are lucky on this part, by the way. Okay, even if we were guessing, we are lucky because even these things could have been changed. Right? These things could have been tweaked. In fact, could have put Saturn over here and put 7.5 years. 7.5. We can do 7.5 years also over here. So that will make it wrong. But that makes it very relatable to our culture. Okay. So these two are correct. And we have the option of 2 and 3 also. And we have the option of 1, 2 and 3 also. Right? 1, 2 and 3 also. So the team was in the favor of B being the answer, right? They were in the favor of B being the answer. But yes, it was a very debatable kind of a discussion that we had over here, right? Very debatable. There are festivals which can date back as to 12,000 BC, 2000 BC also, right? There are some Chinese festivals, 2000 BC also. But from an Indian context, we would like to believe that this is the oldest festival. So it depends on what we refer to. right? But 2 and 3, we favor 2 and 3 over here. I personally feel 1, 2 and 3. So, yeah. Okay, question number 89. Now, from 89 onwards, the questions that we have, it's mainly associated with Assam, right? Mainly means all the questions, right? Maybe one or question may have been an exception, but most of the questions were associated with the state of Assam. Okay. So yes, and now even this question was, this question we were able to do it. Jyoti Prasad Agarwal said in a speech in 1931, Assamese youth would follow Bhagat Singh. When did he say this? Where did he say this? Right? Where did he say this? So this is about, this happened at the Youth League meeting. Youth League meeting. (1931) after the execution of Shahid Bhagat Singh, right? So after the execution of Shahid Bhagat Singh, April 1931, while Bhagat Singh was executed by the British on 23rd March 1931, right? So that happened. Okay, so that thing was fresh in the memory and this speech was made. Okay, now we were really finding this, and in fact many sources on the internet, many means the AI type sources, they were saying it is D, Tezpur. But answer is Na Duar. We found it on the Wikipedia, right? It was from the Wikipedia we found where there was a reference of the speech made at this place. Very small font it was given. Yes. Yes. I know. 2 and 3. I mean, I myself have been very confused with this. What should be the position? Somehow I have the knack of being correct in the paper when I take the papers. Okay, I'll tell you. Vikas sir, 2 and 3, me 1, 2 and 3. Right? As the sir which took polity discussion, we were sitting together and we discussed this. So it was 2 and 3, and I was like, politics to chalta hai. 1, 2 and 3. So that is what's happened. And same point he mentioned, not for world. It's mentioned world over here. Okay. Question number 90. Right? Question number 90. Okay. Who delivered the welcome address in Hindu Mahasabha conference, which was held in 1926? Held in 1926. Okay. This week we searched a lot actually. We didn't get a direct source on this point. And 2-3 places I'm going to do this. We really did not get a direct source, but the most appropriate for us was Pitambar Deva Goswami. Fine? Pitambar Dev Goswami. So option D. We did not get a direct source, and lot of work on this thing we did not get. Okay. And when it comes to 1926, of course, from the state of Assam, if an Assam personalities welcome address, so in that case, yes. But Hindu Mahasabha 1915 it comes, right? It was founded in 1915, and 1926 was a very polarized year. A lot of polarization was there, a lot of divisions happened, and even the Mahasabha bit got, obviously Hindu-Muslim thing was going on, and it was representing the Hindu this thing. So just saying that 1926 was a very significant year. So yes, the answer, not 100% sure, 90%, Pitambar Dev Goswami. Next, question number 91. Assam Sangrakshani Sabha. Sangrakshani. Protection. So it literally means Assam's protection, Assam's welfare, Assam's concern. So it is about that. So it was founded by, right? So Assam Sangrakshani Sabha was founded by Ambika Giri Rai Chaudhary. right? So the answer over here is D. Ambika Giri Rai Chaudhary. Okay, so that is the answer. Protect the rights and interests of the Assamese people. Next is Maitri Ashram. Again, modern history is being something with modern history. Of course, your previous one was also, but modern history is being connected. Mahatma Gandhi is being connected with Assam. So Maitri Ashram, later renamed as Kasturba Ashram. Kasturba Gandhi, right? So wife of Mahatma Gandhi, was established at Sarania Hills, Guwahati by, right? Sarania Hills by in Guwahati by whom? Okay, so 92. 92, the answer is A, right? So Amal Prabhadas. Amal Prabhadas. And to confuse you, you have one figure from Gujarat, Vinoba Bhave, who was a Gandhian, who was associated with Gandhi's ashrams, Gandhi's teachings, right? Okay. So the story goes that he first founded Maitri Ashram, which was at the Sarania Hills, sometimes referred to as Sarania Hills Ashram. In 1944, Kasturba Gandhi passed away. Wife of Mahatma Gandhi passed away, and Gandhiji was not feeling very well. So a memorial trust was formed. So in her honor, in 1946, Maitri Ashram was renamed as Kasturba Ashram. Right? So it was renamed as Kasturba Ashram. Now moving on to question number 93. Okay. Who among the following martyrs died in police farming at Dekiajuli police station on 20th September 1942? Who stood at the front heading the death squad? Right? Heading the death squad, which was also known as Mrityu Vahini. Mrityu Vahini. Also referred to as MRI, Mrityu Vahini. Right? So also referred to as Mrityu Vahini. Okay. So it is Tileshwari Barua, right? Tileshwari Barua, very important figure. Lot of it is there on the internet and social media, of course. Okay. So at the age of 12 years, right, she becomes the youngest female martyr, freedom fighter, female martyr. At the age of 12 years, a source of great inspiration, right? Great source of great inspiration for everyone. Okay. Till, ठीक है, चलो. I hope you were able to do this question. Right, now let's move to the next question. Question number 94. It's basically an assertion and reason type of question. Right? So the first statement, the first assertion over here is Purna Anand Bura Gohain created a standing army. Fine. So we know that in Assam, or actually the Ahom state, there was the Payak system. Right? It was a Payak system. It was a very effective and efficient way, a key part of the Ahom economy. Right? Payak system, which was based on conscription. So the standing army was not yet there. Okay. So what happens is, okay, Purna Anand Bura Gohain. So it's a post actually. This is like the Prime Minister. So what happened was that when the Burmese war was happening, Anglo-Burmese war was happening, at that time he witnessed the superiority of the British forces, which was led by Captain Thomas Welsh. Okay? So he saw that, he witnessed that. And this is again 1824, 1826. 1824, 1826. So he saw that, and on that front he made up his mind to have a standing army, a trained, well-oiled army. So he was inspired by the functioning of the British army, and he decided to have a standing army. So this is correct. Okay, the king, he's the prime minister, was plotting to kill the Burha Gohen. Actually, it is opposite, right? Burha Gohen was planning the opposite. So the reason is wrong. The reason is wrong. And I have given you the reason. The very thing, I have explained this is of course for the next time, or maybe what additional possibilities could have been there. But this was the reason, right? That is why I told you about this. So the reason statement is wrong, and it is not the reason also. So your answer is A is correct and R is wrong, right? So C is the answer over here. Fine, C is the answer. You can use this to your advantage. You can use such questions if these are being asked. You can use them to your advantage because see, I have taught at Punjab, right? Punjab PCS also, so state PCS. And what my observation over here is that I was making a session actually. I was recording a session, taking a live marathon actually. So I was doing the 2013, and it makes a lot of sense over here. I did the 2013 analysis and previous year history questions. I went to 2015 and I'm thinking, okay, fine, I'm doing this. What is the point of repeating what has already been covered? So let's see what possibilities are there, how questions can be asked. So based on those possibilities, lot of questions were overlapping. So next, when I came to 2013 to 2015, I saw that there was lot of linkages. What I told in 2013 that these are the possibilities that happened in 2015, and on that basis 2018, and on that basis 2020, 2021. And if the question pattern is like this, it is so easy because the material is restricted. We will study modern history, but the material over here is restricted. It is easy to focus, right? It is easy to focus. It means we have to focus on these areas. It means we have to study about the AHOMs. We have to study about the important battles like Battle of Saraighat, right? So these are Mughal interactions. So it is not very, very difficult. It is not very difficult, it seems, and the way discussions are, it seems it is difficult, and yes, it is. But if we can align our preparation with the way the questions are being asked, which we have a very good template right now, we can prepare for the future. Yes, we may have a difficulty with reference to finding the material. We may have that difficulty, but there is ChatGPT, there is Gemini, there is DeepSeek. There are a lot of things that can help us. We just have to know what is the pattern. That's all. Pattern is there. It says it is very restricted. It says it is only focusing on the state. We know it is associated with the AHOMs. Right? We know Assamese culture, AHOM, Assam as AHOM. We do know that they are asking about the authors. We know. So, how many authors are there? How many would we have to really study? Okay, fine, it is about the state. Assam poverty, if that question is being asked with reference to the poverty in Assam, the facts and figures, so be it, prepare that. And just that edge is going to give you a good 20-30 marks extra in the paper, and you're going to qualify. So, for example, I have 78 and 53, two references are there. And with that, you can really boost up your score. And with a bit of a lot of practice, bit of common sense, you can really clear your prelims. Right? Things are very simple, you have to keep it simple. Right? I'll tell you, when I was preparing, I was focusing on lot of material, and it was not required. And very quite recently, I talked to one of my friends who's a PCS in Punjab, and I said there was no point of studying so much. Why did we study so much? There's no point. Why were we studying so many books, so many current affairs notes? It was not required. Every year the paper is based on the same lines, and now you have such good tools available with you, right? So I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say. Fine. So question number 94. Question number 94 was done. Now let's move to question number 95. Which of the following statements regarding Ahom-Mughal conflict during 1639 are false? Are false. First place you can make mistake, and I feel a lot of you may have made this mistake, is this. It is not highlighted in the paper. It's not highlighted as such. It is as if false. Okay, fine. So do it. So you have to read that instruction thing very carefully. We don't read that. So you have to read that. It is not concealed. It is concealed actually. It is not highlighted over here. Okay, 1616 to 1639. Now let's go through the statements. Ahom king came to be regarded as the Raja of Assam after the Ahom-Mughal conflict. So Ahom king is the Raja. Of course, he is the Raja. He is the king. Yes, he is. So probably it means from the Mughal perspective. Fine. So from the Mughal perspective, and I don't think we should have any problem over here. Okay. And one more thing. When you are doing these questions, always make a habit of writing T and F or whatever. Right? T and F. So that because later, if it is false, it is true, you can automatically do it. Because I had the tendency of doing the ones which are incorrect or false as wrong. I always was confused. So this is the way I started doing T and F. And where it was not required, I'll just scratch it so that I don't see that option again and I don't mark the wrong option. Okay. Second, the defeat of the Mughals had been dramatically described in the Baharistan-e-Ghabi. Okay. So Baharistan-e-Ghabi. This is a Mughal literature written by Mirza Nathan. Right? Mughal literature written by Mirza Nathan. Now see, this is nothing, if we are focusing on the Assam history, it's a very good source of Assam history. If somebody is preparing for UPSC or any other exam, we will not focus so much on this part. And why should it? But in your case, okay, so this helps you that, okay, fine, this state, this culture, that is going to be asked. So we have to focus here, we have to prioritize here. Right? So Mirza Nathan. Nathan. Okay? Okay. Now I find this very difficult to digest. Dramatically describes their own defeat. Mughals' own defeat is being described in Mughal literature. Right? I find it hard to digest, but the statement is correct. Okay. Okay. Barfukan was appointed with the headquarters at Kachali. Right? Was at Kachali. Okay. So, Barfukan. Okay. The main grounds for the conflict were boundary disputes and commercial relations. This is correct, right? This is correct over here. So we are left with only C, right? We are left with only C over here, 3 only. Okay, when, you know what happened is I took a pause right now because even I misread it. Barfukan. So to me it was Lachit Barfukan. Fine, Lachit Barfukan, and for him it was not Kajali, it was in Ithakuli in Guwahati. It was over there, right? Ithakuli in Guwahati. I'm coming to that. Ithakuli in Guwahati, and he fought this battle at 1671, Battle of Saraighat. He is famous for that. It was in 1671, while we are talking about 1616 to 1639. So that way I eliminated this to be marked it as false. So that made this answer 3 only. Okay. It is difficult to memorize and handle the pressure in exam room. Many questions. I knew that I would not be able to. Okay. Listen. You know what? You have to do tests. try doing 100 tests. There are a lot of resources available, StudyIQ resources, and so many other resources are there in the marketplace. So many resources are there. Keep practicing tests. Thing is that, you see my point. And as far as the memory is concerned, I don't remember myself, and I have qualified multiple times. So I use logic. Everywhere I go, I use logic. And other thing is, of course, I'm not in the exam mode right now, right? And what I did was I figured out that I will read history, and history being my subject, I will read history at the end, because ancient and medieval, modern also. It is factual. So factual things I don't remember. Conceptual things everybody remembers, because it's a story, it's a construct that is built in your mind. You will remember it. But stories we forget. Facts we forget, stories we remember, concepts we remember, facts we forget, unless we are interested in that topic. So maybe you can use visual aids, right? Visual aids or some bit of story on that matter will help you, and then a revision can help you. Second thing is, what is happening these days is we are getting things inside. For example, this lecture is happening, or for that matter, your classroom teaching. But when you read from the book, you are reading and you're comprehending. But when you comprehend and when you write it, or when you speak, when you try to recall, you have churned it, you have digested it, and now you can manipulate it, use it for your own purpose. Teaching really helped me with my preparation actually. So 1 year I did, and I reached the interview stage for UPSC, because those problems I was able to address. I was able to see things very differently, and that is what I am telling you. So what is happening is, you are learning in a very passive way. But when you do something, when you tell somebody something, or right, because you are reading for certain purpose, you're processing it, and then you are using it. Otherwise, you're just getting the information, that's all. And you will forget. It's about hearing and listening actually. So that is the thing that you have to see. And by practicing test also, you are recalling it. You are recalling, and then what you can do is, like for those who are not doing well, have not done well, you can focus more on your test practice. You can practice more of these questions by which you are recalling things. You are recalling. And if you are not able to do it, go through the explanations and then read the chapter. Rather than doing the books and then going to the test, do the test and then go back to the books. Right? So that is what should be I would advise you at this moment. And now, if you're not qualifying, focus on your skill building, writing practice, essay writing, focus on those things. Because those things will take time. Right? Those things will take time. So whatever was pending, focus on that. Build your skills. This is also a skill. Build it. So that would be my advice to you at the moment. And so we're done with question number 95. Question number 96. Question number 96. 96 question. Yes. Again, this is about a story. Again, about literature actually, movie actually. So Joy Moti, which it's a movie, but movie is based on a script. So it's part of the culture, right? So it's important. It is not out of the blue. At least from now on, you should know this is not out of the blue. So you can now prepare on these lines, right? This is something which has been asked Assam. This has something been asked, and you can now focus on these lines also. There may be some other story also. So Joy Moti is about an Assamese princess. It's about a story about her. Okay, so let's go through these options, statements, and I can tell you. these questions are solvable if you have conceptual clarity. Yes, it is. It is. Eco part was geography, environment. Yes, but factual is also there, right? Factual part is also there. On my this thing, of course, it is being on factual. I can't help it. It is on factual history part specifically, but we can now visualize, right? In fact, why not? Let's move to the previous question. Let's move to the. If you look at Barfukan was appointed with the headquarters. Okay, but it is factual. Okay, but yes, we can go with this because what I did was it was at 1671. I was associating it with that. So in that sense, if concept I was trying to apply, but again that is also a factual thing. You need both. But we know that from Assam perspective, it is being asked, right? Assam perspective, how many things possibly it can be, right? How difficult it is going to be. We know Assam. Okay, so fine. So let's go break it up. Ancient Assam, medieval Assam. Medieval is the Ahoms and Mughals. That is the backbone. That is the backbone. Assam administrative system, right? So Payak system is there, which is very famous. So we are aware of that. Yes, absolutely. Right? So what I am trying to say, we have evidence of literature being asked. This is about a movie. This is about one of the first Assamese movie. So we have an evidence. So we know, okay, fine, these are the things. Assamese culture is being asked. Literature, how many writers are there? Then look at how many of them have gotten awards. What were their literary works? They will be forced, if they are asking this, they will be forced to ask the same thing again and again with a bit of here and there. So you have that advantage. It's a very big advantage if you figure it out. And I'm telling you, it's very easy. And ठीक है बिल्कुल देखते हैं विकास सर फिर से देखते हैं ठीक है. Okay, come back to 96 question. Okay. Which of the following statements regarding first Assamese film Joy Moti are false? The film was produced by Chitralekha Movie Tone. Okay, Chitralekha Movie Tone. Okay. This was released by it. And by release we can assume, yes, it may have been produced. But in other ways, it is actually Jyoti Prasad Agarwal who produced this movie. But in the answer, we have presumed this to be right. It is asking false, right? False, I'll mark this. Jyoti Prasad Agarwal produced, directed, whatever, everything. He is associated. He is the Karta Dharta of this movie. But yes, Chitralekha Movie Tone is there, so we can take that to be true. The film was based on a drama by Padmanath Gohain Barua. Yes. What was the name of the drama? See, this is how you have to prepare. What was the name of the drama? So, name of the drama was, it is not asked, but we can prepare that, right? So, we can prepare that. So, it was Bhanumati, right? It was Bhanumati. So, it was inspired from this play, right? Written by him. Okay. The artists are drawn from respectable families, which I feel should be the case. The film was the first Indian film. The film was the first Indian film to delve into realism. Right? To delve into realism. Okay. They were people who made films with realism, but right, with realism it is there. But see, I am not getting the option over here. We know 2 is right. We know, right? So 2 is there. 2 is right. So it cannot be here, over here, right? So that is a problem. 1 and 2 can also be not an option, so we have to agree that okay, why 1 is also correct, Chitralekha movie is correct, and yes, they are associated with some part of the production, so yes, we can say that. So for me now only option number 3 is left. Option number 3 is left, and some controversy happened with some actress, but what I gather is that all of them were from respectable families, and they did this. They got into this entertainment business at that time in this sector, which was not deemed very respectable. But as far as the options go, we just have this option over here, right? So the answer is D3 only, because the others are correct and the options are not giving us the flexibility to go anywhere else. No, it is doable. It is doable provided we prepare on those lines. Right, we prepare, we know it is a state exam, so state specific we have to study. History, I can tell you, we have to identify the main topics, which I gave you some idea that Ahoms are there, Mughal relations are there, British Ahom relationships are there. We can identify. Then of course during independence, then post independence, then contemporary issues, then art and culture, literature, particularly literature. The same thing is seen in Punjab also. So these are the things that we have to focus. Right? These are the things. It's very clear cut, available. It's very clear for us, for you, very, very clear. And from there it is now very easy to build on that. Very, very easy to build on that. But it will require more effort actually, that's all. But if that is done, paper is done. '97. Match the following Burunjis with the period they deal with, right? Which period they deal with. Now, Burunji is basically, right? So, ancient literature, chronicles associated with Assamese culture. It also talks about various dynasties, important kings. So, that is also there. So, this is basically telling us about different Burunjis that are there and the time periods they talk about. Right, so it is about that. Okay, so again, while analyzing, we had some issue with this question number 97. So we had some issue with it, but then what we did was B and C were correct. B and C were definitely with 100% surety. These are correct. So 2 and 3 is correct, right? So the answer is not marked over here. So I'll tell you the answer. Answer is D, because that possibility is only with option number D. Because I was not getting Kamleshwar Singha to Purandar Singh, I was not able to get that actually. I didn't mention the name, but it was not this. So that was creating a problem. But definitely these two are correct. B and C is correct. I mean, it is this. So for me, it was this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. D is the answer. Right? Okay. Now coming to 98, question number 98, it is factual. Question number 98 is factual, and let's see for future what can we do. Match the following personalities with associations, organizations they were engaged with during 1920s. 1920s was a very, very important period, right? Non-cooperation, and then that period between civil disobedience movement. Nationalism was on the rise, so it's a very, very important period. Okay, so it's asking us about people and associations they were engaged with, and this is of course a factual question. But if for future we can be ready that a question on similar lines can be asked. And what is the problem? 1920s, of course, the young youth leaders, right? So 1947, there'll be 40-50 years basically, right? 40-50, 60 years, they'll be the core leaders actually. So in that sense, maybe associated with the Quit India movement also. So this is most appropriate to be asked. But you can of course look this also, but I think this is good enough. Okay, fine. So the answer 98 is C, right? So for this it is C. Fine, it's a very, very factual question. So moving on now, moving on to the next question, question number 99. This is with regards to Buddhism in Assam. Buddhism in Assam. And before I'm moving forward, why can it not be asked? Because when I was reading, I was thinking, why not ask Vaishnavism in Assam, Shankaradeva, right? So Buddhism in Assam, go for Hinduism in Assam and prepare that also, right? Vaishnav tradition in Assam, prepare that also. Okay, right. So yeah, answer is 1, 2, 3. All the 4 statements are correct. So Buddhism existed in Assam before the visit of Yun Sang. Fine, so that was the case. And Yun Sang comes at 700. 700 Common Era, around that time period he comes. No, not even that. 600, 700 time period. Never memorized. It's the time of Harsha. Okay. Ditika became responsible for the spread of Buddhism in Assam. That is correct. Right? And it's contemporary of Ashok. So you get that it was before this period, before Yun Sang. So both statements are correct. Asvabhav preached Mahayana cult in Assam. Now your responsibility is there. You are going to study more about Asvabhav. You are going to read more about Ditika. That hint is given to you. That hint is already given to you. Then according to the tradition, the older shrine at Hajo was a great Chaitya. So all the statements over here is correct. In fact, I could not confirm this, but 1, 2, 3 is not an option. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is the answer. And finally, the last question, question number 100. Arrange the following works chronologically according to their year of publication. According to their year of publication. So this is again factual, and it's a very, very good hint for you for the future. Grammatical notices of the Assamese language. So this is 1848. 1839, next one. Dictionary in Assamese English, 1867. Rest you have the answer. So the answer is 2, 1 and 3. Right? So this is it for the analysis for history and economics. And this paper, of course, you want to tally your marks and what was the score, you want a justification. But with most, you can get an idea of how to prepare this paper. I mean, you get an indication for the future also. Okay. I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best with regards to the results. And I hope your marks change. I have seen a couple of times the marks can change. So keep your fingers crossed and continue with your preparation regardless of what is happening, right? If you haven't qualified, if you feel you're not qualifying, then work on the part of your skill sets, develop your skills, develop your essay writing skills. You may have ignored that because you were focusing on the prelims. So any other thing which was left, focus on those things and focus more on your practice. Focus on your recall abilities. Do MCQs because you have already read. And yes, focus on this Assam part, right? Assam thing, focus on that. Schemes, everything will remain the same. It doesn't change very frequently. So that is the same all through, right? Current affairs, right? It's a myth that it is updated. It is actually built up of what is already happening. It is something like this. One paper kept on the other. We have to study all the papers. So that's it. Punjab PCS, you will have to know Punjabi language and it will be counted in merit. So that will be difficult. But yes, you can apply in other states. You can apply, no problems, but that is the issue. If you're from Manipur. No, you should apply everywhere. You should apply for UPSC. Great. And I'm not very sure. I think from Northeast you get a preference in your cadre allocation also. State cadre. So that's it. If you have any doubts, please let me know. And please do like and share with your friends who have given this paper or who plan to give. They'll get a good idea about how to approach this paper, and maybe in the future also. Fine. So all the best. I wish you all the best, and keep in mind what I have advised and what other faculties have advised you. So all the best. So signing off from behalf of my team. So this is Shobhashish. Bye bye. All the best. हेलो भरत, हेलो बंद कर दूं OBS पे?